wrestling fans. Welcome to Wrestling Gab. It is Monday. It's time for Monday Night Raw. That's Dalitha. I am Travis, and it is Wrestling Gab time.
Yeah, we're finally here. Travis didn't show up on Saturday for you guys
Flaky.
because he's a jackass. Oh, because the person that was going to do it with him gave the last minute excuse of not finding a babysitter.
It happens.
Which is fine, but that's what you need to know way before.
So, Riddle is going to wrestle. So, Randy Orton is not there tonight, guys. They are going to put a battle royal together, and the winner of that battle royal is going to take Randy's place in the triple threat match that was supposed to happen later.
Yes.
Riddle is now wrestling in Randy's spot. So, if Riddle wins the battle royal, he will wrestle in the triple threat match, and if he wins that, Randy's in.
Right.
Hitherfore.
He gets to go out and do, but he's going out there with his own stuff. He's not even going out there with
Randy's music.
With Randy's music. He's doing his
I hear voices in my head and they come to me.
Blah.
They come to me.
Right. Anyways, we got some people in the chat. We have Alita with us, and we have Fiend Knight Matthew with us.
Hello.
We have Ian out there. We also have Roberto with us tonight. Hey, Roberto. We have Thomas. Hey, Thomas. Looks like Aaron's in there. Hey, Aaron. And all that stuff.
Over the top battle royal. Both feet have to touch the floor. Same old rules as normal. Doesn't look like there's 20 guys in there, though. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, about 15-ish.
Is there supposed to be 20? Did
Well,
they say there was
usually
20?
a 20-man battle royal is what a battle royal used to be.
And then there's Ayla. Hey, Ayla. How's it going?
How'd your painting turn out? Oh, Gulak's gone! Gulak gone!
Oh, poor Gulak. Shelton Benjamin helped him out.
Oh, look, Riddle's out. Is he eliminated? No. He's still in there, saving face.
So we have R-Truth out there. We have
Cedric.
The Viking Raiders out there.
Look at him hugging that bottom. He should get in and then go out if he's going to do that. Now he's back in. Now go back out and hug the bottom rope.
Yes. Shelton Benjamin's in there. Like I said, both the Viking Raiders.
Oh, Benjamin's gone. Benjamin's gone.
Benjamin's out. Titus O'Neil threw him out.
That's Jinder Mahal.
Oh, is that Jinder?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Guess I thought it was somebody else. Mansoor is out there. Ali is out there. Tozawa is out there.
I think that's Garza, isn't it?
And
Garza!
Angel Garza has 1 foot on the ground, so he's not eliminated yet.
So my question with that is, can you switch feet?
No. I wouldn't think so, right? All right.
Oh, Lee! Just eliminated Garza.
Eliminated Garza this time.
And Mansoor sneaks back in.
So that's his protege now?
Oh, wait, that's what they're trying to do.
Anyways, we do have what's-his-face out there.
Mansoor's eliminated by Ali. You don't trust anybody. He said do not trust anybody.
Don't trust anybody, including him. Let's see. Viking Raiders, Ibar's working on Matt Hardy over there.
Big Jinder Mahal. Hopefully Jinder Mahal wins this.
We have an Anas in the chat. Hey, Anas Wrestling. It says, my painting looks like a poop shack. Oh, jeez.
The old poop shack. Does it look like a distillery?
Piccolo's in the chat. Hey, Piccolo says, DTA don't trust anybody, but seriously, I'm glad to hear everything was okay and nobody had to go to the ER on Saturday. Yeah, no, nobody did. Travis just didn't come on here because he decided that he didn't want to hang out with you guys because he's rude.
That's not what happened.
That's exactly what happened. Travis is a jerk. We broke our streak of doing every single AEW show, and Travis fucked up.
We have missed an AEW. You know, we've never missed a Raw.
Well, I'm about ready to. I'm leaving. And it's like, didn't you just said Matt Hardy? I probably did. I don't know.
Yeah, Jeff Hardy is about to get eliminated. Jeff Hardy's upside down.
Fina's like, Ayla, why don't you have Snap? She's like, I do. It's like 9 Fast and Furious movies. Yeah, totally. Oh, R-Truth is gone. Jinder Mahal just threw Tozawa out also. Oh.
And 3.
And
New
Drew Gulak
24/7
is now
champion.
The 24/7 champion. He gets his little title belt. R-Truth's like, I got him. Oh, ouch. That was a spin of something. And the jokes are happening. All right, R-Truth is now the 24/7 champion again. Now he got his baby back. And Tozawa got him again.
Uh-oh.
Because this is way more important than what might be happening in the actual
Tozawa is back.
Highs and lows of nothing. Looks like both the Viking Raiders are in there. Ali, Riddle, Humberto Carrillo, Matt Hardy, whatever that guy is. Oh, Amos is in there. Oh, I guess he's going to ruin the Viking Raiders chance. He's like, dude, you got to get up.
Ibar, he's going to bring out Eric, too.
And he's like, okay, hold on to him.
Because Vince hates tag team.
Oh, and Jinder's like, here, I'll help him.
Oh, shit.
Careful. Careful with him. You got to be careful. He's got a broken neck area. Grant T is in the chat. Hey, Grant says, Aaron says, Travis, I was so hyped for Edge. Yay. V-Night's like, Damian Priest is going to win. Is he out there? I guess he is out there. Is that him? Oh, yeah, it's over him in the corner.
Old Damian Priest. Oh, shit. Broke the LED board.
Yes, Rarg.
Oh, Moss.
Grant T says, Wrestling Gap Joe is lagging, and we keep hearing Edge Return playing from SmackDown on his stream. Nice. Oops. Let's see. Aaron says, are you guys ready for the 4th? We're having a barbecue.
It's going to be fantastic.
I don't know what we're doing.
I don't know if we'll do anything on the 4th. I know there's a breakfast on the 3rd.
Oh, yeah.
That we're going to. But that's about it.
Yeah.
I'm sure there's going to be a fireworks show at the fairgrounds and all that on the 3rd.
Yeah. Alita says, are you scared you would give me the wrong address? Oh, somebody's asking something. I didn't hear it. Thomas says, so what happened to Orton? Who knows?
I don't know. I haven't read anything or seen anything.
But Fiend Night is like,
I have been busy.
This is garbage. Aaron's like, Orton, he got into a car accident, did he? He was like, why they put that in there? The 24/7 stuff, right? Like
they're doing a lot right now. They also did the tag team stuff with Eric Ibar and Eric and Ibar
right.
and Almost. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Fiend Knight says, this is why Raw ratings keep going low. Maybe. We have Waleed in the chat. Hey, Waleed. We also have Sophie Dophie in the chat. Hey, Sophie. Be Close says, come on, almost is the middle of the summer and he's still rocking a hoodie and a trench. It's about as bad as Seth Rollins when he wears his weird bomber jacket. It looks like it's... And because he, slicks himself up with whatever before he comes out, it looks like he's sweating to death. It's kind of gross. And then, who's the other one? Sheamus does it, too. He wears that weird, big, fat coat, and it's coat, and it's what the fuck?
And his, hat.
And he looks like he's sweating to death. So he's like, I was in Joe, the best stream, but his lag is bad.
Uh-oh.
Well, I'm sorry Joe's having some problems. So you have to come over to the other bus stream. You guys need to have more devices so you can watch them, all the best streams all
at the same time. Just like...
It's like, delete that. I do some smoked ribs. Cool. I don't know if I could eat them. I'd probably fall asleep. Sophie says, what are your thoughts about them taping the final Thunderdome show the week before they go back on the road or something like that?
I've seen that. The 12th is going to be taped. So we're going to have that Friday, which is the 9th.
Right.
That is going to be live. And then that Monday is going to be recorded. And then the next Friday, we'll have live fans in Texas.
So it makes sense, right? Because they haven't been on the road for over a year. And with them not being on the road for over a year, they've got to probably get some shit together, and people have got to get their business set up, and
giving them a week to travel.
They've got to, get to the place and get situated that they can do it. So it makes sense that they would do something like that. Pico's like, beef ribs or baby back ribs? Phoenix like, hello and us. Alita's like, I would be too. Phoenix says both Picola. Matthew Browns is in the chat. Hey, Matthew says, I hope Jeff wins. I don't care, LOL, or Shelton. Oh, yeah, because his name is Jeff, not Matt. Sorry, I don't know which Matt or Jeff, whatever Hardy is in there. What is it? Which one is
Jeff.
Oh, Jeff.
Matt is in AEW.
There we go.
Big Money Matt.
I don't remember these people. Ugh. Alita's like, I'm being totally ignored. Are you?
Oh.
By who? Hannah says, did you see mixed tag team match between Bayley and Seth Rollins versus Cesaro and Bianca Belair?
I did.
We did
Friday.
see that. Sophie says, I just had honey barbecue wings from Rick's Pizza.
Yummy.
Honey barbecue wings is probably pretty good. Now says, Mr. Fiend, when you gonna come back? Alexa did punish Lily.
Look at this. Damian Priest out there with Jinder.
Nicola says, totally love me some barbecue. Matthew
This
Brown
would be a fun
says,
little
Raw
feud.
in the final of Thunderdome, Brock destroyed the arena.
It's good to see Damian back, though, because he had that back injury.
Right.
And they were wondering how long he was going to be out for. Jinder went over, but he didn't go out. Jinder hits Priest.
Oh, hold on.
Uh-oh.
Don't get eliminated.
He's
oh,
dumb.
fucking
That's
dumb.
just dumb.
Fuck you, Damian Priest.
Jeff Hardy
Thomas
going right
says,
after
see
Damian.
the promo Kingston cut after AEW went off the air? No, because Travis didn't watch it.
I did not.
And I was off.
It's off the air, so you'd have to watch it on the internet, and I did not. I've been super busy. I'm probably going to be busy for like the next 3 weeks for like news and shit.
And I was at a painting with Ayla, so. Alita's like, they know who. Oh, good. Hannah says, Fiend, go back to Firefly
Twist of
Funhouse
fate.
Spray. Fiend says, I just need you here, Alita. All right. Piccolo says, oh, well, when did Damian Priest join the match? I would have popped.
He was out there when it started.
He was out there. I
The
just
only one
never
that had
got
it-
to his name because I couldn't tell who it was.
The only one that had an entrance is Riddle.
Who's going to get rid of Cedric? Come on.
He's about ready to go out right now.
There's nobody doing anything. So, it's going to be stupid Damian Priest and Riddle left. Ugh. And I was like, yowie wowie. Right?
Yeah, it's probably going to be Priest that wins this and goes into the triple threat, wins that, then goes off and wins Money in the Bank.
Well, there you go. The Fiend Knight would be extremely happy because that's exactly what he wants to see happen. So, Sophie says, how did you come up with your YouTube idea?
The name of the channel?
The idea or
literally-
the name? If it's the idea, it was because he wanted to, share his love of wrestling with the world. Just kidding, I have no idea. I'm just along for the ride. Luke's in the chat. Hey, Luke!
There's
How's
Luke.
it going, Mr. Workaholic? How is it? How's life? How's
Riddle's
your cow?
over. He held on, though.
How's your finger?
Now we got a one-on-one
How's
battle
your
royal.
broken digits? Did somebody get thrown out but not really eliminated, though?
I don't think so.
Uh...
Possibly. I haven't seen anything. The power in that belly to back.
Hello, Phoenix like, hey, Farmer's Luke. Ayla's like, hi, Luke. And Phoenix says, Luke, when you barbecuing again? Piccolo says, what's up, Luke? Sophie says, do you think they might bring back the Thunderdome idea down the line in case the world goes back to the way it was? They would if they absolutely
Kofi
had to,
face-to-face
but
with MVP
I'm
tonight.
hoping that they never do that again.
What is it?
The Thunderdome without fans. I don't think wrestling would survive without fans, especially live
I have a lot of
stuff.
friends that stopped watching it.
Yeah,
They said,
the
"Oh,
minute that they did it,
it's
they
just
stopped
silly
watching.
without fans." That's what they said.
Yep. So.
I'm like, they do have that weird Thunderdome thing. But Tony didn't care. He's like, whatever.
True.
I feel like a lot of wrestling fans just watch it from, like, obligation or something. I
Right.
see it all the time. Well, I watched it because my dad did, or I watched it because my grandparents did, whatever. And then when they get a chance to take a long break from it, they don't come back sometimes ever.
Bro mission. He's like, I'll pull your hair. So weird. Rawls in the chat. Hey,
Riddle
Rawls
gone.
says hello. Good morning. And good morning to you.
Good morning.
Hanas is in the chat saying Seth Rollins
Look
was
at
angry
this.
because Edge stole his spot against
And
Roman
he just
Reigns
had
at
a
Money in the
hurt
Bank
back.
for the SmackDown
The torque
Universal
on that back.
Championship.
Oh! Pulling on
Interesting.
Riddle's arm.
Now says, Fiend, please get revenge on Alexa Bliss. Brainwash her again. Ha.
Oh, big clothesline. Big lariat.
It was a thunderous clothesline. Looks like I'm just trying to figure out if Liv might be getting a huge push or not. She's all of a sudden all over social media on tons of podcasts, and her matches are highlighted on Peacock now.
What do you consider a big push? A title shot? Or just winning matches? Because I don't feel like anybody's going to get title shots but like the main like 3 or 4 girls.
Right?
Or not shots, championships.
Right. Riddle says, I'm watching Raw, so are we. Luke's getting ready for work, and Fiend Knight says, Luke, I think Liv is going to win. Really?
All right, Riddle. He's got him. With that DDT. Look at that. That was Randy's DDT he was going to try right there.
Oh. It didn't work out for him. Maybe he should just go with what he knows. So weird.
Oh, look at the slap. Get him with that big brony. Priest is gone. Priest is gone. Riddle.
What? I'm surprised they did that.
Riddle has done it.
Play Randy's music. Play Randy's music. All right. Sophie says at least both the WWE and AEW are slowly announcing tour dates and where they are going. Yes.
He's going to do it right here.
Yes.
The pyro. It scared him. He's like,
whoa, there's pyro. I forgot. He's like, okay, let me get back into character. Weirdo. Thomas says when the draft happens, a lot of talent from both NXTs will be called up.
You think so?
I think that's why they're getting rid of so many people. Nas says, don't worry, Fiend, go brainwash Liv Morgan. Sophie says, with Priest back, where will Keith Lee show up? I don't know, but if he's not qualifying for certain things, then...
I hope he comes back, but he'll probably come back closer to August.
Yeah.
I don't know where he is. That's the problem.
Right? Yeah.
Are they keeping him on the sidelines because they got something big for him, but they don't have a place for him?
Yeah, right? Yeah. Looks like, I don't know, but this is the most she's been featured ever. So maybe a title shot, or she wins Money in the Bank, which is a guaranteed title shot.
Yeah, that would be interesting. And she did earn her way last week on Friday.
Mm-hmm. So it was like, I was just telling Delete that I thought the Fiend that's currently in chat was a completely different person. Oops. Fiend Knight's like, wow. Sophie's like, why is Orton not really competing tonight?
We don't know.
I don't know. Something happened. According to Aaron in the chat, he supposedly had a car accident. But
look at all those red shirts right behind them.
That's a lot of Raw shirts.
They changed her.
They're like, you're not playing along. Just kidding. Grantee says Randy got in a car accident. There you go. So that person's telling us too. Randy got in a car accident.
Sounds like that's the truth.
Fiend Knight says, Ayla, you must have got your jokes from a grocery store. Says Drew McIntyre will win. You think? Can't wait. Luke says, plus she is getting better in the ring, and they finally let her talk on the mic again. Yeah, but we all wish they wouldn't. Can't she just come out there and just be pretty without talking? Like, she's really bad at it.
She
like,
needs
you would think
after
all that time away of not having the mic and being with Ruby, like, who could probably coach her and help her.
Ruby's really good on the mic. Bo Dallas is good on the mic, and she's around him all the time. They think they would work with her.
Yeah, or something, because she's still so awkward. It was, I mean, I don't know. I mean, I'm not saying Carmella's really that great on the mic either. I mean, but she does okay. But it was just like nails on a chalkboard, them talking to each other, like trying to have their little tiff. I'm like, oh my God,
on Friday?
please. It's like being in the school ground with like 2 4-year-olds that aren't sure how to talk quite yet. It says, no, there's a different guy named Tyler Fiend that comes in chat. Used to, a long time ago, yep.
Old Tyler.
Alita says, I bet he will come back when they decide on the champion. Yeah. Robbie says, forgot Monday Night Fraud was watching Copa America Argentina versus Bolivia.
Yummy. Love the soccer.
Nice. Well, that's probably way more exciting, I'm sure. Or something. Possibly. Let's see. Sophie says, did you hear WWE is going back to MSG on September 10th, the day before the 20-year anniversary of 9/11? Going back to Saudi Arabia? Is that what they mean? No, MSG.
MSG, Madison Square Garden.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, they did mention that they were going to be going to Madison Square Garden.
Shayna Baszler.
So what is she doing? Making sure that when she plays her card tricks that the Queen of Spades always comes up?
Of Queen of Spades always on top. Because that's who she is.
It's a bug. Card game or a match? Ooh, a face. Oh, scary. Grant T says his wife said it on Twitter. Well, that was nice of her to give his information out to everybody. Venus says, Luke, she's slowly on her way, but got a lot more work.
Fascinating shirt that he, or not shirt, but
his jacket.
Nyla's shirt on, but
he has Nyla's face on him.
Nyla.
He has Naya's face on him. It's like, oh, Naya. Some exciting stuff right there. Ooh, permanent timeout.
Bliss gonna join her doll on a permanent timeout.
Sophie says,
look behind her.
Oh. Probably shouldn't say that when she's talking. Doesn't help, right? Sophie says WWE rules and AEW drools.
What is this noise going on? Okay, that's what it is.
He's like, slapping something
Riker.
instead of himself.
He's getting it loose. Getting that leather hot, warm.
I guess. Making sure that strap is
Jackson Riker.
well lubricated there. And that says Talitha, Money in the Bank Edge will beat Roman Reigns and take back his title he never lost. Ooh. Piccolo says, I get my jokes from bubblegum comic strips. Yep, that old. Nice.
That's pretty cool.
I remember those. I remember there being comic strips on the bubblegum wrappers. Waleed says, so, how are you guys doing today? Great, Waleed. How are you doing?
Fantastic.
How's your day starting out? Sophie says, what are your thoughts about WWE releases from this past Friday? Most of them had no idea who they were.
Killian Dane,
but
Fandango,
there were a couple that were kind of, like, surprising.
Tyler Breeze.
Killian Dane and Brazongo, that was probably one of the ones that was kind of like, Killian Dane especially was like, kind of like shocking.
Especially now that Nikki's getting a push.
That, and especially since he was actually in the Performance Center
working, getting
in a last minute workout, and then they told him he was done. So I just feel that's kind of weird. Piccolo's like, Sophie Duffy, you seem to know your stuff. Venus says, Alita, where you go? Sophie says, Raw, SmackDown, and WWE pay-per-views have been going faster than normal lately.
Yes.
And says, Raw hasn't been that bad lately. You know, if they have action, it doesn't. So, if there's action, but with storyline, that's great. But a lot of the times what happens with them is they slow down because they have to tell you the story. And then they have to remind you of the story. And then have to remind you how long ago the story started. And that kind of stuff gets old after a while, that they keep repeating that. It's like, you know what? If people are coming into it and they're like, oh, I don't know what's happening, you'll figure it out. You know? I mean, you got to give some, people credit that they're not dumb. Jordan Williams is in the chat. Hey, Jordan. How's it going? Nas says, hey, Fiend. Fiend Night says, stuff, Jordan. Sophie says, I only know WWE stuff and television stuff. Nice. Alita's like, I'm eating dinner. Jeez, man. Like, get off
I just kind of wish they would have made that Royal Rumble, or that Battle Royal, should use the right word, longer.
About the Battle Royal?
And just longer. Like, they could have stretched that out a lot longer than they did.
And make it about a Battle Royale, not about the 24/7 belt.
Right, or the tag team. You got almost jumped in there, too, so.
Yeah. Let's see. Jordan says that. Fiend. Sophie says, if there was anything else on besides wrestling, what else would you guys be watching? I probably would be reading a book right now. I
would be outside working on
I have a book that I have to finish, and it's due tomorrow. At the library. Vinay says most of them are going to Impact Wrestling. Yeah, I could see that happening. We have Jamel McGee in the chat. Hey, Jamel. Says, does Nikki Cross's new gimmick reminds me if I seen her in the Kick-Ass movies? Yeah, I could see that. Like, remind you of somebody in the Kick-Ass movies. Makes sense. Thomas says, Orton released a tweet praising the Singh brothers and saying they earned his respect long ago.
Oh, I forgot about the Singh brothers. Yeah. And Jinder Mahal's guys. That's what I called them.
Yeah.
Both gone.
The Singh.
And then High Rise or whatever that tag.
Ever Rise.
Ever Rise. All gets something. I've never even seen him. I don't know where he came from.
Right. Sophie says Tyler Breeze is a surprise because he was a big part of Austin Creed's YouTube channel. Right. I mean, and some of them weren't too much of a surprise because you hadn't seen them for a long time, or they were 205 guys that really didn't go anywhere, or NXT people that you hadn't seen, or hadn't even come up and been on TV. So, it's not really that big of a deal, I guess, but so a good percentage of them were people you're like, eh. But there are a few you're like, what the? Why? That's just crazy. Phoenix says Raw been horrible. They needs to named it Raw Rematches. Bigelow says there were some indie matches online with Tommy End and Killian Dane all in England. It was pretty good.
Yeah.
Ish. And that says, Fiend, you never forget Jeff Hardy you destroyed, or in Seth Rollins, Finn Balor. Now it's Brock Lesnar turn and Jeff Hardy too. Or is it Matt? Or is it Jeff? Matt. Oh, it's Jeff.
Old Jeff.
Jeff is WWE guy. Ayla's like, we'd be cooking on Cooking Gab. Would we, Ayla? Would we be cooking on... Maybe we should do Painting Gab. It should be our next one.
Happy little trees.
Phoenix like, Dalitha, can you write poems very well? No. I'm terrible. I'm terrible at poems. Ayla says, but now we don't get Cooking Gab. It's not my fault you don't have a fucking house or a kitchen. Maybe you should get on that. Looks like I'm split screening Raw and Ghost Adventures while getting ready for work. Well, that's always a good way to do it.
I agree with AJ right now. If Randy can't show up, it should not be a triple threat match anymore. You get your opportunity taken away from you. I feel like attendance is a big deal. If you didn't go to school during a test, you don't just have somebody else fill in for you.
That's true, but maybe they should have done that.
Well, I know what days I'd have been absent.
Pickle is like swapping recipes too. Oh, yeah, swapping some recipes. Luda says in my show, Luke, is it new? Must be talking about Ghost Adventures. Landon Productions is in the chat saying AJ Styles will win the triple threat and win Money in the Bank. Because last year AJ got screwed out of the Money in the Bank briefcase. Well, if he wasn't fighting over it with somebody else and they dropped it and Otis caught it. I mean, come on, guys. Pickle says, I second the cooking channel. And we have JVD in the chat. Hey, JVD says, what up, everyone? How's Raw so far?
It's doing all right.
It's okay.
Had a Battle Royal, and here pretty soon we're going to have Nikki Cross and Shayna Baszler. I thought they said that was next. But they didn't go that route.
They're like, let's give you this backup and show you what really happened. Great.
I feel like with the Almost an AJ Styles thing, attacking the Vikings just there at the Battle Royal, that they're setting that up for Money in the Bank. So AJ's not going to win because he's going to already have a match.
Right. A series of unfortunate events for AJ Styles.
So that leaves either Randy Orton winning tonight, Riddle.
Mm-hmm.
Or Drew McIntyre. And Drew McIntyre, WWE keeps throwing at us. They're just throwing him at a wall. Boom. Boom. And it just will open one time he sticks.
Yeah. I hope not. Sophie says now Drew is definitely going to win tonight since Riddle is in this triple threat match. Yeah. JVD's like, hi, Alita. And we have Desmond A in the chat. Hey, Desmond says, hello, all. Hey, how's it going, Desmond? Are you new? Hey, if you're new to our channel and you haven't been over here and you're coming over from Joe's or something like that, please subscribe. We also do AEW mostly, and it's going to be on Wednesday this week. So we're going to be here tonight, Wednesday, and Friday night.
We're back to Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays.
Yes. So, yeah. So subscribe. Give us a thumbs up on our video. Hang out with us. Hang out with the people in the chat. We're watching Raw right now.
All the great people in here.
AJ getting interviewed by Kyle back there. I think that's what his name is Kyle. Piccolo says it's freaking JVD, my bro self. Yay. It was like planting gap would be cool. Yeah. Yes, I'm trying to get a house so very close. All right. JVD says, what up, Piccolo? How's it going, my brother?
Cross. Hey, look. It's like a lucha. Good luck
Lucha
tonight.
House party.
She's aspiring to be a hero. She's almost a superhero.
Oh, Nikki Cross.
I want to know who came to her with this. Like,
So it's her idea.
Ugh.
So she came up with this idea. Killian Dean actually gave us a tweet about it. And it actually was her idea. And she went to creative with her idea and said she wanted to give it a try. Which is fine. You know?
No, there's nothing wrong with
do
it.
I want to see this or do I want to see her go out there and beat her boobs? You know what I mean?
Beat her boobs.
I mean, I want to see her be strong, but, you know, it's fine that she's happy and excited. You know? She's going to be an inspiration.
Calm down. Focus.
Breathe.
You got to beat the next match, not that one.
She's going to focus on her match. She's got the focus. Focus.
It's like, she's speaking English. No idea what she said.
She's saying words about being a superhero and just very excited
I thought she was like spelling something, but all of a sudden I didn't know what the last word was.
I have no idea. I couldn't tell you either. I'm sorry.
I was like...
No, Sophie says, is it me? All these WWE shows has been going by fast. 1 minute it starts, the next it's almost over. Some of them have been going pretty quickly.
Yeah, their matches go pretty quick in WWE.
I think it's going to get even a lot better once they start going places and having
reactions
from actual people.
And don't let them lie to you guys. Look at the crowd. Don't listen to the crowd.
Yeah, if the
Watch
crowd is
the
not
crowd.
doing
I
anything.
guarantee they've learned to manipulate with this audio control.
Mm-hmm.
And so when the fans are out there like just sitting on their hands and it sounds like they're clapping, they're not clapping. There's no hidden fans somewhere else clapping. If everybody's just sitting there watching a match and all of a sudden you hear, oh, it's not real.
Yeah.
So when you hear the pop, make sure you see the fans.
Right.
Because I think they're still going to try to manipulate us. Because they're definitely doing it now.
Oh, yeah. And they think they're probably going to be able to get away with it later, but...
Oh, it's not going to work.
I don't think it's going to work once they start having real fans out there. It's going to be hard. Alita's like, what are we cooking, Fiend? And Sophie says, too bad the England shows aren't TV tapings like they have done before COVID hit, right? Piccolo says, well, you know, pips and tanning and pool parties. That sounds about right, what Piccolo should be doing in Florida.
Fantastic.
JVD is like, so who's getting a cooking channel? You are. You're getting a cooking channel. Everybody is. We're just giving out cooking channels. Sophie says, we know they are going back to Saudi Arabia at some point this year or the beginning of next year.
October, it sounds like.
Yeah. Like, it's been kind of, like, hinted out that it's going to be this year, and it'll be, like, in October time. Desmond A says, I missed the first 30 minutes. What happened? Was it good?
You missed one match, and it was a battle royal.
Yeah, the battle royale was that, and Randy Orton has,
he didn't show
in real
up.
life, got into a crack or something. So Riddle came to the GMs and said, hey, look, I have a note signed by the Legend Killer that says that I can stand in for him in the battle royale. So Riddle went out there as a stand-in for Randy Orton and won it.
He won the battle royal, so now he's in the triple threat match later on tonight. So it's going to be Riddle, AJ Styles, and Drew McIntyre. Yes. And the winner goes on to Money in the Bank.
So that was pretty much the first 30 minutes. They had some 24/7 gimmick stuff in there. There were quite a few guys out there for that battle royale that you hadn't seen for a while. That was nice to see a couple of them. JBD says, Piccolo living the dream, bro. Sophie says, I'm thinking of subscribing to your channel. Sweet.
Well, I appreciate it.
Sophie says, Molly Holly is a producer of WWE right now. Good for her.
I did not know that.
Piccolo says, Ayla wants their entire franchise series. She does. Piccolo says, do you guys love to garden? I'm in. Travis likes to kill grass and make it grow again a lot.
I like to plant grass.
He's really good at it. JVD says, I drink 10 cups of coffee to help keep me up through Raw. Damn, man, you're going to hurt yourself. Alita's like, my Wi-Fi keeps going out, and that is no fun. Desmond says, no, I'm not that new. I was here on Friday for SmackDown. Sweet. Thomas says, still not happy about Piper's name. Her Dewdrop name?
Old Dewdrop.
I don't think she's happy about it either, Thomas. So Sophie's like, Nikki Cross, Carmella, and Alexa Bliss are the only surviving members of their teams that they debuted with. Ouch.
That's true.
JVD says, Disney going to buy out WWE very soon, I bet.
I wouldn't be surprised if somebody bought them.
Right.
I was thinking more NBC than ABC, but it could
Rob.
happen. Can you imagine if ABC bought them and it's on USA and Peacock? But yet Disney owns them.
Right.
It would be very weird.
Yeah. Robbie says, who's that? The Hurricane? Yeah. Sophie says, if wrestling wasn't on tonight, I don't know what I would be watching. I probably would be watching random stuff. Yeah. I mean, probably. Alita's like, where did you go to, Fiend? Grant tease, I thought she was speaking Spanish. And Piccolo says, I'm loving this Nikki bit. Desmond says, I want the old Baszler. Alita's like, it's storming. Oh, well, are you getting rain with your storming? Roberto says, that reminds me of Molly Holly, what Nikki Cross is.
Right. I remember when she did that stuff.
GVD says, yeah, if they still manipulate the live crowds, I won't even waste my money on buying tickets.
Yeah, it's ridiculous if they do.
If they pipe in, like, cheers and boos for certain people because they want it to be that way, they can't have it both ways. They either have to have the fans and have their real reactions to their players and what happens, or they have to not have fans and stick with the Thunderdome so that they can manipulate and tell people what they have to do and say.
They're going to find out really, really quick what happens when the fans don't like a wrestler.
Yeah,
they're gonna get booed out of the house, and they're gonna have to change their storylines. Where now they think everything is what the people on social media are saying, so they are going with it because they're like, oh, so basically social media is driving WWE right now, but eventually the fans that are actually paying to watch it are gonna start driving it again, and you'll see it start to turn.
It'll start to shift in a different direction. Sophie says, I have this feeling that with the fans back that they will somehow turn Roman back into a face somehow, some way.
That would destroy his character.
They'll
boo him no matter what, so they might as well just keep him a heel.
Yeah.
If they turn him to a face and he gets booed as a face out of the building, that's what happened to him before, and that's why he could never be champion. That's why it never worked.
Yep. Robbie says this gimmick is bad B-Tech Marvel. It's okay.
They always do it. I swear every generation there's somebody doing something in a cape.
Give her something. At least she doesn't wrestle with a cape on, so that's good.
Right.
Landis says Nikki Cross's new character is cringy. Sophie says Nikki Cross's character was rumored to go to Neville before he left for Raw, for AEW.
Oh, that's funny.
Really? Sophie says, to give them credit, we haven't seen the 24/7 championship stuff in a long time.
You know, I was going to say that. Is anybody happy to see it back? We haven't seen it in months.
That's true. We haven't. But why would you throw it into something that's supposed to mean something?
Right.
Like, that Battle Royale was supposed to be about the guys who, or, you know, even if it's preordained, of who's going to win it to go on to get a place in Money in the Bank, right?
Right. Yeah.
So
the triple threat.
why would they then, like, make it about the 24/7? I mean, yes, I know they had all those guys out there, but it just doesn't make any sense. You took away from what was going on. We didn't even know what was happening in the ring while they were showing the crap about the 24/7 belt. Not that I don't think that's funny and entertaining, but that's kind of stuff I want to see in the back.
Yeah,
or, you know, between matches or something, not during a match. During something that seems important at the time.
Yeah, they used to do it during the women's matches. Remember? Yeah. They would just run down around the ring.
Yeah. Desmond says, did Riddle win? Yes, he did. So
win.
Now he's in the triple threat. As Orton. He's holding a place card for Orton. JVD says, I'm not feeling the whole Bliss character anymore. It's just lame at this point. Oh, everybody's getting tired of it. Sophie says, Fox and NBC must be a pain to deal with. Ugh.
Oh, yeah?
Having two separate ones to deal with.
Yeah, I don't understand how they can do it, but they do figure it out. I mean, because WWE is a private business, so it's different. But if somebody owned them that wasn't, like if NBC owned them, they would have to take it off Fox. It would make no sense to pay Fox. Oh!
The evil is mine. JVD says
Liz is
Shayna
showing
about to
out.
get pinned again, I bet. Shaking my head. Robbie's like, WWE will do what they want. They don't care about fans. Well, they better, because that's where they get their money. And just because they made a huge revenue last year, they need to make 5 or 6 times that much this year with live fans coming in.
Oh, Cross takes everybody out.
She threw herself at all of them. Good for her. Sophie says if they do merge the rosters, how will that go over?
They're not going to do that.
Yeah, they'd have to.
They're going to keep it 2 separate shows.
Vindicator says, I can have it both ways. I can definitely have my cake and eat it too. Most people can. Desmond says, do you guys think they'll get out of this so-called depth when the fans return?
Yeah, I think so. I think things are going to change quite a bit when they come back. As long as they write the characters for what the fans in the building want to see.
Yeah, because the people on Twitter aren't there. They're watching it at home and then being keyboard warriors about whatever they do or don't like. But the fans that are actually going and paying the goddamn money to either go to, to travel there to see it and pay for the tickets is what you would need to go off of. Robbie's like, F Roman, that guy is washed. JVD says Roman should never be a face again, ever.
Yeah, I don't see it ever working.
Alina's like, not really. Sophie says, I mean, how will that go over with both networks? Right. Robbie says, D always rating these B-Tech after 8 gimmicks. Oh, you know it. Walter's in the chat. Hey, Walter says, good Raw tonight. Thomas says, I think they should have turned Seth face to rival with Roman. That's his
question. Looks like he's asking. Like, I mean, he wants to do it. I don't know if he necessarily has to change who he is, his character to face. Maybe a little bit, but not a lot. But, I mean, he asked for the fight on Friday. Mm-hmm. He said, hey, if they're looking for somebody, that he wants it. So they could definitely go that direction because it's already been hinted at.
Pico says Fox Sports won't let go WWE that easily. Maybe more crossovers and showcasings. Another Saturday night's main event would help.
That would be awesome. A Saturday night main event.
JVD says, Piccolo, what's up with going to AEW? Walter says Nikki Cross will win. Sophie says, are they planning to give Nikki the money in the bank for the women?
No.
I don't know if they're planning on giving it to her. But, I mean, she was out for a while, right? We did see Nikki Cross for a while. And she came back, and she's making herself relevant at this point. So if she's making herself relevant, then why not throw her out there and having a good time? Whether or not she wrestles the same people the whole time or not, at least she's out there and people are seeing her. And that's the one thing that we complain about constantly is they have all these women wrestlers and you never see them and they never use them.
Yeah, there's not even any on the roster of SmackDown.
Robbie's like, bless. Desmond says Alexa is here. Yes. JVD says a paper bag can pin Shayna at this point, shaking my head. Piccolo says, so I still like to go to Full Gear. Are you still doing All Out? Sophie says, we did have 4 Hell in a Cell matches last week. 1 on Fox and 1 on USA Network. Yes.
Yeah, and 2 at the pay-per-view, so.
Yep. JVT says, well, if you're down for sure for Full Gear, I might just go there and meet y'all up. Nice. There you guys go. Making some plans for some AEW. Robbie says the fans will still go anyway whatever WWE does.
Yeah, you got some diehards out there.
Phoenix says, I think Alexa Bliss is going to get booed out. Piccolo says a couple of army buddies want to join up, and if you want to, JVD, let me know, and we'll split an Airbnb. There you guys go. You guys got all kinds of plans going on. Jimmy says, Piccolo sounds good, but I don't know how to get a hold of you. Sophie says there are still some people that don't... Instagram, Twitter, Snapchat. Come on, guys. Emails. Come on. Go to Instagram. Follow people. Don't put your email on here, but go to Instagram. Private message people. Sophie says there are still some people that don't want to go anywhere when people are around because they're afraid they might get COVID.
Yeah, there are.
Yeah, there are. Vita says I'm talking to Vince for my early release tomorrow. Delete it. She stole my gimmick. I can't deal with it. There you go. Go tell him. You're done. Because my one friend actually wrestles in an indie promotion down in Texas.
That's pretty cool.
His info. That's pretty nifty. It's pretty neat. Yeah, so we're back from the commercial break,
Yes,
and we have
absolutely.
Nikki Cross and Shayna Baszler in the match together.
Baszler hit her hard with that knee.
And Bliss is out there staring at Shayna.
She's just staring.
What are we even doing here? She wants to know. And Vindicator's like, Ravi is a proud keyboard warrior. Yeah, like you, Vindicator. You guys are like two peas in a pod. Alita's like making eye faces, laughing. Sophie's like, if they want to make the next draft important, as rumored, they should start planning on who moves to what show now.
Oh, I'm sure they already have it figured out. What they need to do is better writers. Start at the top and work all the way down.
Phoenix says, oh God, no. Saturday main event is on Hulu where it belongs. Robbie says, what happened to Mojo Rawley? He was released.
Oh, she's beating both of them up. Yeah, Mojo, I heard something about him. He's an Uber driver or something now. I didn't read about it. I just saw it.
Poor guy. He's really fallen far in the world, hasn't he? Phoenix like, he got released, Robbie. Yes. Desmond A says, I'll be attending the first WWE show back on SmackDown. Nice. Piccolo says, JVD, his name is
Nikki,
Ricardo
too. No.
Cage,
Shayna kicks
Hurricane
out.
Pro Wrestling. Oh,
Big clothesline.
Cool. Or he's like, Vindicator, I came to bust jokes. Sophie's like, with AEW moving back to Wednesday nights, I wonder how many viewers they lost with them being on a different night for a month. A lot. Like, they were almost up to 1 million, and they went back down to like 400,000.
Yeah, on Fridays and Saturdays.
They really
trash.
lost like half of their viewers.
Yeah, it's just the wrong time. And now they want to put a show on Friday nights. It doesn't even make sense. And 3, Nikki Cross.
Nikki Cross! With not really any real interference, but she did it.
Nikki Cross rolls her up.
Rolls up Shayna Baszler. And Shayna doesn't know what's wrong with her. She's like, man, I gotta get my shit together.
And like we heard earlier, she could get beat by a paper sack.
It happens. So if it's like, I'm one of those people that is afraid to go out.
I'm sorry. Don't be.
You gotta live your life too, you know. JVD says, Piccolo cool, I will look him up. Piccolo says, oh yeah, perfect. If you go on Instagram, I'm following WrestleCam already, JVD. Find me there, bro. Yeah, see you guys? That's what we want to do, is bring all of you together.
Community.
Community.
Just don't kill each other or anything. I don't want that
God,
to be part of our
no,
thing.
I do not want to have to like have somebody come in here and be like, did you hear that one of your guys' chat people?
It'd be on like one of those weird like voiceover guy, you know, and they'd like show. And when he first killed his first person, it was from meeting on this
YouTube channel called Wrestling Gap. They were friends in the chat.
The reenactment would be like these two weirdos, and they're like, and then they're wrestling, and then
they would have us play ourselves. So we need you two weirdos to like play yourself on your reenactment. Oh,
the eerie thing is they had talked about it weeks before.
They knew what was going to happen. So he says, where is this Alexa Bliss storyline going? I don't know. She's just mean and angry, and Lily is taking over. And
I don't know if it's a permanent thing or if they're planning on kind of nixing it here pretty soon.
Robbie's like, D, the hell of disrespect. I'm nothing like Vindicator. Oh no, you guys are like the same human. Completely the same. Piccolo says, we were in the same unit together in Louisiana. Oh, that's way awesome. Thomas says NXT will be gutted when the draft happens.
I don't see it. We have never seen an NXT talent get drafted, have we? Maybe Finn Balor? I'm trying to think if Finn Balor was drafted from NXT. I think he had won the title and then got injured. I can't remember how Finn Balor came up. But I don't remember anybody from NXT being drafted.
Right. JVD says I have to make an Instagram then, but it's cool. I'm down. Sophie says, why would they hire someone who doesn't watch or like wrestling?
I have no idea.
Who knows? Rob is like, this Alexa Bliss storyline is going nowhere. Nikki was always going to win. We have Randy Sam in the chat. Hey, Randy. Sam says, hey, Wrestling Gab, I have a strange feeling someone is going to happen tonight. Maybe a call-up or Fiend returns and attacks all three guys. Maybe take out Riddle and win it will be quite interesting.
Something exciting. And it keeps you going because WWE misses their opportunities to bring people back all the time.
True. Yep.
Like somebody will just show up. Like Damian Priest. He just showed up in a weird-ass battle royal, and he's been gone for weeks.
Yeah.
Why wouldn't he show up right after a pay-per-view? Make it a big comeback. Like, make it something...
Make it something big and pop. They're like, we don't really have a storyline for you yet, so we need you to just kind of shove yourself into this little match thing that's happening. But you're not going to have anything to do with Money in the Bank.
And Jinder Mahal, they didn't do shit with his comeback.
Right.
Like, it's just like, eh.
Now they're like, you know what's really going to be cool is these two are in. So we're going to make them, fight each other. They're going to have a feud. Desmond says she's been having a winning streak. Fina says they literally buried Shayna. JVD says Nikki is actually in great shape. And she is. JVD, she is. Like, she is, like, thinned down and toned up, like, a lot this time that she's been away. It's crazy. She's looking really, really healthy and really good. And I don't really necessarily think that if they've really buried Shayna. I think they're using Shayna as they should, right? You see her all the time. She's not going away. She hasn't been put on the back burner. I mean, she's not winning, but she's not being buried in the sense of...
Not being used.
Not being used, like how many of them it happens to. So, yeah. Let's see.
Look, he's got his New Day shirt on with Big E. Big E hinted to join the New Day again after the draft.
Phoenix says they look bird. Sophie says, do you think AEW's new show will do better ratings-wise than Dynamite did when they were on Friday nights? No. I don't think so.
It is just 1 hour.
And it's just an hour, so it just kind of depends.
I don't see it getting...
I just don't think they're going to... I don't think they're going to pull enough out to do that.
Because of the time they put it on. They would have better ratings. This is going to sound weird. You guys might argue with me. If they put it on the exact same time SmackDown was on. The exact same time.
Yeah.
Like, they started at 8 p.m. Eastern.
Yeah, because, I mean...
At least people aren't at the bar.
Yeah.
They're starting it at 10 p.m. Eastern. Who on God's earth is going to watch wrestling at 10 p.m. Eastern that's not out trying to hump something?
Not me. I only had to do it because we were obligated. Piccolo says Shayna is officially in the creative doghouse. Piccolo's like a little unsolved mystery shit, right? It's like, I think if we do meet and greets, I should barbecue. All right. Alita's like, Nikki again. Phoenix says, it's about time you come back, Alita. JVD says, LMAO wrestling gab bringing murderers together. I know. We're so special. We can't help ourselves. Piccolo's like, I better be played by Ken Jeong, right? At least he's funny, huh? Sophie's like, why isn't NXT never in the draft except the first time they bought the brand split back? I think it's because NXT is its own thing.
They want to keep them separate.
They've always wanted to keep it kind of separate, and they do kind of pull some of the talent from NXT and put them in Raw and SmackDown, to kind of fill their rosters up and stuff like that. But you think about what NXT is. Most people, when they start with wrestling with WWE, do not start... working in the Performance Center and then they're on Raw or SmackDown. Unless
they're established.
Unless they've already been an established wrestler. They've made a name for themselves in other places and stuff like that. But even then, sometimes, in a good percentage of the time, they put them in NXT first for a while and then put them on the main roster.
Right. Yeah, but, AJ Styles, main roster, right? Right out of the gate, main roster.
Right.
Drew McIntyre, NXT.
Yeah.
You see, I mean, there's a big difference. And, I mean, if Kenny Omega came over, he's going right to the main roster.
Right.
There's certain guys that are going right to the main roster, but most of them are going to spend some time. They're going to stop for at least a cup of coffee.
Yeah.
Like, I wouldn't be surprised if Frankie Monet made it to their main roster here pretty soon.
Well, it's because so you think about it. You have, most of the time, most of these kids, and I'm going to call them kids, that are coming in to be a wrestler are new. Like, they've maybe done the indie circuit a little bit, but nobody knows who they are. So
unless you're hardcore.
They come in and they're trying to make a name for themselves, and they're trying to be something that they're going to get noticed, right? So NXT is kind of like that stepping stone, and they're not trying to keep NXT like below Raw and SmackDown. They're trying to elevate it more up to that schedule, up into that area. But the problem of it is like NXT is always going to be that one step below, where SmackDown and Raw is like these are like the main shows. These are what WWE is all about.
Yeah,
NXT is its own thing.
Right.
no matter what, when you guys talk about it, you don't say, oh, hey, when I talk about WWE, I include NXT. You guys don't talk like that. I read your guys' chat comments all the time, and it's WWE, NXT, AEW. You keep them separate all the time. You guys don't put them together. So if you're looking at them as separate, because that's what WWE is doing, is making them look like they're separate. That doesn't mean that at some point in time, they could be like, you know what? We really need to fill our ranks out. We're going to start drafting a few guys or people or women or whoever, wrestlers from NXT into Raw and SmackDown. But I don't think they'll do it on the draft part. They'll do it throughout the season like they do most of the time. They'll bring that person up or bring them over.
Yeah, whatever word you want to use there.
But, yeah.
But make them on WWE's main roster. Whether it's over or up.
Right? Let's see. Layla's like, to be fair, I thought all y'all were Aaron, so, right? Everybody's Aaron. Fiend Knight's like Alita. Sophie says Finn Balor was in NXT when they drafted him along with Bliss. Ravi says Shayna needs to book her seat at catering. She's dead food, fam. Fiend Knight says, Ayla, are you cooking right now? Alita says, Fiend, is it not storming there? Ayla says, no, I'm cleaning and listening to Talitha and Travis. Fiend Knight says, no, Alita. JVD says, where the hell is Keith Lee and Mia Yim? Maybe they're eloping. Sophie says, remember they called Drew back up after he was in NXT for a while?
Yep.
Thomas says NXT should get some draft picks as well. Midnight says, Ayla, isn't it 8 at night? Ayla says, it's 6:54 here. Alita says, my internet keeps going in and out. Yeah, Alita's got some storming going on, so her Wi-Fi keeps acting funny. Midnight says, okay, Alita. Sophie says, NXT should be part of Money in the Bank pay-per-view as well as in some way. Ayla says, I'm Mountain Time. Feels like, oh. Piccola says, we give too much credit to their writing team, to be honest. Lots of old bookers from TNA and WCW made garbage angles, and sometimes as fans feed off crap television just because our favorite wrestlers are on.
Fact.
Yep. Alita says, if I come, what are we cooking? Fiend Knight says, Alita, you want some gumbo? Alita's like, love it. Sophie says, AJ Styles debuted on the main roster without stepping foot in NXT, which he says he regrets that. Randy Sam says, hey, Wrestling Gab, are you getting Andrade character in AEW? He just a guy in a suit?
Yeah, as of right now, there's nothing special yet.
Yeah, he hasn't done anything yet.
I feel like he's going to be special.
But he's going after Miro. It sounds like that's his first stepping stone. He's going after the TNT championship, and then he's going after the main one.
Yeah, we'll see.
From what he said to Jim Ross.
Right. Couple weeks ago.
Sophie says NXT is now an Impact reunion. JVD says so. I don't see things working out between me and Shireen, but I live and I learn. Oh, gee, how many times did we tell you that? Like 3 weeks ago, bud. But I'm glad you're learning your lessons. Nobody wants to hear I told you so. They
just want to say, oh.
Venus says Kenny Omega would head to the main roster, but have him and AJ Styles tag team champions. Sophie says, who watches Impact now compared to when they launched almost 20 years ago? I don't know. They have some really diehard fans that have stuck with them throughout the whole time.
I liked TNA wrestling back in the day.
Phoenix says Impact Wrestling has been pretty good, to be honest. It's better than Monday Night Raw. Thomas says, still watch Impact. They still do a good job regardless. And he was like, sorry to hear that, JVD. Definitely get on Farmers Only. Phoenix like, Ayla, don't tell him that. And I was like, I'm helping. He's the one that wanted to, look, Fiend Knight. JVD wanted to get on Farmers Only. He said he needs to get on Farmers Only to find his piff. And that's where he's going to find her. JVD's like, Eli, I know, right? Hope is always alive on Farmers Only. Sophie says WWE has some main hitters regarding NXT call-ups like Roman Reigns, Seth Rollins, Rusev at first, Kevin Owens, Sami Zayn, Charlotte Flair, Bayley, Sasha, Becky Lynch. Right, but were they call-ups? Or were they made during the draft?
Never.
Because we were talking about the draft. And that's why I was saying that's not going to ever happen. Like, they're going to keep NXT separate from that. Call-ups are a different story. Call-ups are things that they come up to the other rosters because they're decided they want to put them on, Monday nights or Saturday or Friday nights instead of them being on, what are they on now? Tuesdays? They don't want them on Tuesdays anymore.
They were on Tuesday. Now they're Thursday. If you're talking about Impact.
No, I was talking about NXT.
NXT's on Tuesdays.
Yes. Oh,
I was trying to listen to MVP and Kofi. They're doing their face-to-face.
Yes, they are. Vindicator says, I didn't know Farmers Only was still a thing. Is it different from Ranchers Only? If that's even a thing. No, it's not a thing. Ryota's in the chat. Hey, Ryota, how's it going?
Nobody wants to date a rancher. They have to kill animals.
Yummy food.
Farmers just plow the ground.
Ooh, embarrassing you. Oh, was that a threat? My lord.
So basically, he has to last 16 seconds. Because he's getting soft. Because of the hoe train.
Oh, it happened.
Bootios. Possible.
No. No. Ryoto's in the chat. Hey, Ryoto. JVD says, Ayla, thanks for the good advice. Phoenix says, me and Keith are secretly released, but they won't announce. They probably after SummerSlam. Nah, that's just ridiculous. It says, or JVD, hear me out. I gave this advice to someone else, and it must have worked because he disappeared. Find a girl you like, follow her, hit her in the head with something, but not too hard. Drag her to your basement and make her love you. Read her poems, make her watch home movies of you, and then after about a year, she's yours. Do not follow Ayla's advice.
Don't ever do that.
Phoenix is being been in YouTube a lot and hasn't mentioned WWE. She looks more happy than before, so I know her and him are secretly released from WWE. Okay.
It's hard to get out of bed at 5 o'clock in the morning and train when you're in silk pajamas.
Vinegar's like, Ayla thinks most guys in the chat are cavemen. Well, you know. Have you seen Travis? Sophie's like, Fact is on a channel that not many people have. And what happens if you don't have Twitch to watch it? Right? And that's a good point. Like, that's probably some of the reason why people aren't watching Impact. Accolades that go with his success.
I think it's on Axis on our cable. Isn't it?
Yeah, something like that. Oh, I'm sorry. Did you have your championship during a pandemic? I don't think so. It says, I know Venom trying to help. Jeez. Venus says, Impact Wrestling have Jordan Grace, the real beast. Nia Jax got nothing on her. I don't know who Jordan is. JVD says, Ayla laughing my fucking ass off. And Sophie says, there are rumors that NXT will be involved with this year's draft. Yeah, and they like to throw rumors out there a lot, and we'll see what happens. I mean, if it happens, it happens. It'll be different, and it'll be interesting to see if it does. But, I mean, I won't be surprised if it doesn't, is what I'm saying. Pico is laughing at Ayla. Alita says, map with his 80s rap music, right? Walter says, hey, Ayla. Ayla's like, hi, Walter. Walter's like, Kofi, New Day rocks.
Basically, Rum DMC. Because I don't know any other rapper besides in the 80s. The Beastie Boys, maybe?
Sophie says, are they doing Goldberg versus Bobby or Bobby versus Brock for SummerSlam? They're giving hints for both matches. Uh-oh. I haven't seen anything specific in any stuff. I mean, there's always going to be rumors, right? Hints, rumors.
I respect your optimism. Are low. So basically, Xavier's hurt from Bobby.
Lord. JVD says, Eli can't do that or she will find out about the others locked in my basement.
Oh.
Phoenix like, hey, Walter. Walter's like, on Wednesday I'll be here for AEW APM. Still here for 13 minutes. Countdowns, Walter. Countdowns. Ila's like, do you have a shed in your backyard? No, there you go. Shove her in the shed. Ryoto's like, Travis is like, glad to see you guys. I like the stream. Hey, thanks, Ryoto. It's good to see you in here. Hopefully you're having a good Monday night. Phoenix says, JVD, find actually women in your town, not online. That's crazy. And it's just awaiting murder on the news. JVD's like, Eli, I have a garage, but I like the way you think.
Oh!
Oh,
Kofi
poor MVP.
Took MVP out.
Gotta be careful. He's an old man with a hurt knee. Phoenix like, Walter Johnson. JVD's like, Lashley's new name is called the Bob Father. Sophie says, I wonder how Austin Creed's YouTube channel is affected by all the releases that the WWE did this year.
Oh, I'm sure.
I don't know how I wouldn't know how his stuff is. I mean, you know, the thing of it is like, it's his own channel, right? So he can have whoever he wants on there. That doesn't necessarily mean that they have to WWE person. They could be just themselves. Ella says, that should work fine. Just soundproof it. Walter's like, Saturday AEW is good. How come you wasn't live? It's Travis's fault.
I was by myself and I didn't think anybody wanted to hang out with me all by myself. Nobody wanted to do the show with me.
So I went to a painting thing with Ayla. That's what her and I did. And we had a substitute. Substitute didn't show up. And substitute didn't give him like hours of beforehand saying, hey, I couldn't find this to happen. Couldn't find a babysitter. And it's like, dude, you usually tell people that hours in advance.
I mean, and how can you not get a babysitter in a week?
Yeah.
I don't know. In a full week. That's the part that blew my mind.
It's just weird. And I get shit happens. Maybe the babysitter you had set up, something happened and it fell through. I get that. But you know that shit's going to happen hours beforehand. Like, that's not like they called 2 minutes before they were supposed to be there and said, oh, by the way, you know, they probably, it was like, oh, I couldn't find a babysitter this morning to get anybody to watch them this afternoon or later this evening for 2 hours. And it's just ridiculous. So they are keeping her name as Dewdrop instead of Piper Niven, huh? Great question. Kerwin. Is that his name? I thought it was Kyle.
I have no idea.
And Jamie is like, Ayla, yeah, I never liked the Screamers myself. Sophie says, I never heard of the channel Impact is on. I used to watch them when they were on Spike TV and when they did weekly pay-per-views.
Right.
Yeah. And Access TV is, like, owned by, what's that guy's name? He does that, he's like a host on something, like American Idol or for a long time.
Ryan Seacrest?
I think so, yeah, Ryan Seacrest. I think he owns that channel or something. But, yeah. P. Cole is like, LL Cool J was 80s, right?
Oh, I forgot about Cool J.
There you go. What about Ice-T or Ice Cube?
They were late
Close.
80s. That was more early 90s. That was gangsta rap. That
yeah.
was.
Venus says, Ayla, why are you telling him nonsense stuff to get him killed up by some unknown half-knowing farm woman on that site? Do you know what? Are you trying to say that every woman at Farmers Only is a murderer? Like, what is she going to do? Like, take her hoe to you or something? Jeez, man.
They poison you slowly over time.
It's kind of, you know, like, what do you call that? Judgmental on your part. Profiling much? Sophie's like, they mentioned Brock on television a few times and Bobby said, who's next on Twitter? Exactly, right, yeah. So they're throwing his name out there and everything like that. So,
they want fans to get excited.
I mean, just now, MVP threw out his name at Kofi. Yeah, remember when Brock, you know, like, beat your ass? Well, that'd be nothing compared to what Bobby will do to you, kind of shit. Thomas says, Lashley has called out Brock, saying he has something he wants. Nice. Mina says, Ayla wouldn't be talking towards you if she didn't wanted something, JVD. Would be talking towards you? Huh? Because says, yeah, with this stream content, I probably could write a great movie script. Well, maybe a Lifetime movie.
Right? That's what I was thinking, Lifetime movie.
You don't have to have a lot of talent to write Lifetime movies.
Oh, Whatever. Those
really
Christmas
don't.
movies are excellent. They start next month.
I know. Are you happy? Are you excited? How many of them are you going to record and watch?
Probably all of them.
I don't know if he wants a piff. He's got to work for the piff or something. And he's like, I think Ayla have a guy crush on JVD. JVD's like, Pico laughing my ass off. So if he's like, Bobby has been wanting Brock. That is why he resigned with the company. And Ayla's
I can't wait to see
why?
it. That's what I want to see.
JVD's like, Ayla, is this true? Sophie's like, but Austin Creed's YouTube channel is owned by WWE, though. I didn't think WWE owned his channel. I thought he owned it himself, but made a deal with WWE. But he has the rights to it. Like, that's his own thing. It's under his own name.
Right. He just has to give him money.
I didn't think WWE even had an ownership at all in it. He had been doing that stuff way before WWE. Like, and his shit had nothing to do with WWE to begin with. His stuff all had to do with gaming and everything like that. Nothing to do with WWE. Nothing with him being a wrestler. Just because people knew him as a wrestler didn't mean that he made it about that, from what I understood. Walter's like, Eva Marie, yes. Alita's laughing. JVD's like, speaking of piffs, Piper looking fire. That is, Dewdrop. Get her name right. Her name is Dewdrop now.
Otis.
It's like, what's a guy crush? I'm not a farmer's only anymore. It's like, Ayla, I think you want a good-looking country boy, and JVD definitely fit that. Ayla already has one of those. She had 2 children with him. I think she's good. Sophie's like, rumors are that WWE wants Austin Creed to stay away from Tyler Breeze now since he got released.
Maybe.
Oh, I love rumors, right? You could say anything and it be construed as a rumor at this point. Like, Travis and I say stuff all the time that we want to start as rumors. Especially in the wrestling world. JVD's like, Fiend, I'm from Chicago. Chris is like, Eva Marie time. Ayla's like, laughing jealous? Fiend's like, seemed like you want to take a trip to Idaho, JVD. Well, if he's looking for farmers only, Idaho's probably one of the best, good place to look. Although I suggest he go to Utah. That's probably where you'll find the better ones. Just saying. Phoenix says, you the one started this farmers only. Fina, you must not have been here when we had this running joke. I think you were over hanging out in Joe's chat a lot more. It's a huge, inside joke with JVD and Farmers Only, because that's where all the piffs are. So. Chris kind of says, I like those Psycho Girls Lifetime movies. Chris, why does that not surprise me? Why does that not surprise me at all? JVD's like, I don't know, what's in Idaho, LOL. Phoenix like, Ayla in Idaho. It's like, basically, if a girl talks to a boy, she wants him, oh man, one of those again. I'll talk to whomever I want with no intentions of anything. Alita's like, well, this guy kidnapped these 2 ladies and tied them up in a hotel while he had a wife and raping them. Yeah, that sounds about normal.
Ew.
That sounds like a Lifetime movie. Jamie says, oh no, I'm good. Ayla is married, bro. Fiend's like, Ayla, I wouldn't be surprised if you already have his number.
Look at that. They're going to the United Kingdom in September.
Wow. Good for them. Good deal.
Those are going to be excellent shows. The UK people chant the whole time.
They do. They do. Even in darts. You guys are pretty awesome. Ravi, Thomas out there. Sophie says, hopefully the Saturday SummerSlam is a one-time thing for pay-per-views. I know, it's so weird. And what's really shitty is that there's a boxing on that night, too.
Yeah, Manny Pacquiao.
In
Earl
Las
Spence,
Vegas.
pay-per-view,
and it's like, what the
in
fuck?
the same city.
And we're like, assholes. Like, seriously, assholes much. I don't care if you had to do it for your stupid host. Goddamn bitch. If she can't be on your schedule, then she doesn't need to be a host.
What makes you think it's her schedule?
Because I'm pretty sure that's probably why they had to book it that way, is because of her.
You just said you're pretty sure probably.
Yes.
In the same sentence.
Pretty sure probably.
Pretty sure probably.
It was like I literally talked to everyone in chat. Maybe Fiend should mind his business.
They didn't show. They don't show Liv
now
up
she
there.
wanted to bring up she married all of a sudden.
They don't show Liv up there.
Liv's not up there anymore?
Yeah, and she earned that spot by beating Carmella. On Friday?
Right, so they didn't put her up there in the thing?
I didn't see her.
That's weird.
Okay. Click it back.
Walter's like, okay, bye guys, see you Wednesday. Alright, Walter, we'll see you on Wednesday for AEW.
Do you see her?
No.
Huh.
That's very strange.
Eva, Marie, and
Otis. Phoenix like, Ayla, most of the time you don't be acting like you're married. Ayla's like, wow. Elita's like, wow. And Sophie's like, why are they starting pay-per-views times back to 8 p.m. after being on at 7 p.m. for a couple years now?
Gosh, that's so frustrating.
I don't know. I guess they think that us people that are watching the pay-per-views at home don't have lives and just want to sit around till midnight watching their garbage. I mean, they're wonderful, exciting, informational stuff. So Walter's like, bye, and JVD says, I'm thinking maybe I hope to find an Alabama piff. There you go. Mina says, I'm doing a joke right now. No, what you need to do is if you're wherever you're going for wherever. What are you guys doing? An AEW. Where's it at? Is it in Florida? Wherever that AEW at you're going, there. You find one there. You'll find a good one. Fiend's like, I'm doing a joke right now. And it was like, I've been in a relationship for literally 10 years, but okay. Fiend sounds upset that I'm talking to someone else. Wouldn't be funny if Matthew Meditz came in chat. Walter's like, be safe and wash your hands. You too, Walter. Fiend says, I think JVD, you still avoiding the question. So he says, I watch Big Brother during the summertime.
Ah.
Cool.
Good deal.
Is
that on Mondays? Oh, no, that's Sunday nights, I think.
Picola says Alabama piffs are overrated. Now Kentucky and Tennessee piffs is where it's at.
I feel like with this girl that they're using here, said she looks like King Kong Bundy back in the 80s. Yeah. They should use her in that role. Yeah. Because King Kong Bundy was one of the top heels in the business, and I think they could use her that way against the top champions in the female division, in the women's division.
Yeah. Poor Piper. Poor Piper. I'm going to say, Ella, you're not even that attractive. You're not even Mexican. You just put Mexican makeup on your face to blend into one. Pickle is a Dollywood piffs, a chef's kiss. Dude, she's white with freckles. But she's Mexican. Her daddy's very Hispanic. He just light-skinned Hispanic. Thomas says, don't get me started on darts. Why do you not like them? We watched one like a couple of years ago. It was
so awesome.
It was so cool. It was like, I'd never seen this before. We found it while we were like going through the channels. I don't remember. We were surfing or looking at stuff. I was like, what's this? We turned it on there. We got stuck watching it for like 4 hours.
They showed the crowd and it was nuts. There was like 100,000 people.
It was pretty
watching
cool.
darts.
It was like, next he is going to say I'm crushing on Travis. Jamie's like, Piccola, thanks for the pinfo, right?
Oh! Eva turning her back. They're already splitting up this duo.
She's like, I'm teaching you a lesson. You didn't want to help me out last week. I'm not helping you. Oh.
Senton on the back.
Lily says it happened for real. He found them on Pio. Plenty of fish. Ew. Sophie is like, I'm single. There you go. There's some singles. Chris says Eva Marie versus Carmella for title of most beautiful women in WWE. Good for Piper Niven.
That is not her name. It is Dewdrop.
Piper Niven did a good job. She had to put herself back in her outfit, though. Grant T says Liv and Carmella are having a rematch. Nuh-uh.
Again?
So they're having a rematch because Carmella's already in it, or they are having a rematch and neither one of them are in it? Eva's like, I won, look at me. JVD is like, Ayla laughing, Phoenix is like, JVD laughing. And Tyson Fury's in the chat says, do you think we'll ever see Lashley versus Lesnar?
I hope so. Maybe WrestleMania.
Maybe
SummerSlam if they do it right.
So,
I know Brock doesn't want to come back till there's fans.
Right.
That's how she beat Asuka.
Who doesn't want to come back to the States?
No, I didn't say anything about come back to the States. I just said come back because there's no fans.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, he doesn't want to come back when there's no fans. Sophie says the place they are holding SummerSlam wanted them to host it on a Saturday instead of the usual Sunday for pay-per-views.
The Raiders.
Las Vegas. Well, is it during a time when they have football?
No.
I didn't think so.
Well, maybe. What month is that? August?
August?
I guess they could have preseason something going on.
On a Sunday, I could see that, I guess. Vina says, Aile's like, how should I act? Vina's like, how should you act? Like the hoe you always been. Oh. Aile's like, do I seem flirty because I make jokes? Because I actually talk to people? Should I be rude? How have I described my body or something or my feelings? Ayla, I need you to be an asshole to everybody. Just be an asshole. Chris says Piper Nevin's face look pretty, but she's big. Hey! Don't be mean.
It's not being mean. Just state facts.
Sophie's like, I was getting used to watching pay-per-views at 7 and ending at 9:30 or 10. I know, it was so nice because it was a Sunday and you had to go to work the next day. And they're like, oh, hey, you know what? Fuck you guys.
We're pushing it back an hour.
I was like, oh, jealous little boy. Ha 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 ha. Sophie's like, am I the only one who missed the single brand pay-per-views?
Probably. I didn't like that because they had a SmackDown pay-per-view and a Raw pay-per-view. They were doing two pay-per-views a month.
Oh, okay.
It didn't last long, but it lasted like 6 months or so.
I see. Thomas says, if you like that, you should watch F1.
Formula One racing.
Are you talking about that, or are you talking like a
the
channel?
darts? Probably the fans at the games.
Yeah. Soccer, maybe. F1.
I've never heard of F1 soccer.
I don't know either. JVD says, Sophie, the single life is good though, right? And Sophie says, yeah. BNA says, JVD, you don't even date black women. JVD is like, I miss the unique pay-per-view stages. Chris says, even Marie would. And BNA says, like, JVD, stop. Minicare's like, I love how Piper keeps making a fool out of useless Marie. Why? Marie just took her win from her and said it was her that won. Chris guy's like, can't leave me in the ring. Bina says, you only date white women that looks like they came from the trailer park, JVD. Oh, jeez.
Oh,
JVD's
Lord.
like, Fiend, what you talking about? What the hell are you talking about? You don't know who I date? What the hell?
Dripstick.
Tyson Ferry says, this is my first time in your chat. You guys are great. Well, thanks, bud. Appreciate it.
Oh, he's got him with drip juice all over. He went for his own dripstick. Ricochet's holding him hostage.
Why is Ricochet holding
Oh, he's
him
got
hostage?
him. He's getting him with that drip juice.
Oh, gross.
And he threw the dripstick.
Miz. Urgh. Gross.
Miz staying on TV even though he's injured. It's actually pretty cool.
Chris says the announcer just called him Johnny Morrison. Well, he's new, Mr. Smith. B9 says, yes, I do, JVD. You, the racist type who don't date black women, is a fact. Oh. Because as Vegas has 1,000 events happening, Olympic trials, for example. Right? Yeah, I could see them having some other things happening.
The Olympics will be over by then, but yeah.
I would hope so. Ayla says, JVD, he knows everything. Oh my bad, I forget women should speak unless spoken to. He's like, Ayla, go back on Snapchat and reply to JVD Messenger. Keep working at Hooters while watching Dalitha and Travis.
Old Hooters.
That's hilarious, because we don't even have a Hooters. Do we even have one in our state?
I don't know. Maybe might be one in Boise. I don't know what the people that work there look like, though.
Terrifying. They probably wear nun outfits. Jordan Williams in the chat. Hey, Jordan says, we got a lineal heavyweight champ in here. Nice.
Yes,
David
Tyson
says,
Fury.
Ayla, yeah, I see that. Thomas is like, have fun racing and also give cricket a try.
Oh, cricket. It'd be interesting to watch one of those games. I'd have to have somebody with me that knows something about it. Because I feel like I wouldn't know a damn thing what was going on. I watch them, they all get excited. And they just throw the ball and it bounces and then they crack it, but I don't know what they're supposed to do next.
It's hard to believe that it doesn't think bring back memories. Second creepy guy was nice too. Thought we were in love until he freaked out and threatened to kill me. Didn't he also threaten to kill himself too or some shit? So basically, there are rumors that they are going to end SummerSlam so people could get to the fight in time if they are boxing fans.
I hope they do, because I want to at least watch the main event.
Right? Fane says, Ayla, are you admitting you've been cheating with JBD? David's like, Ayla has a fatal attraction in the chat, I guess. She totally does. Like, she really does. Ayla's like, oh, buddy, you sound so educated and so confident in yourself. Also sound like a creepy stalker. Pickle is like, Hooters is a popular establishment, mind you. My cousin used to do mad hula hooping as a job. You know, I mean, come on awesome. Now. There's a lot of people that started their careers out at Hooters.
The Bellas. Liv Morgan.
Yeah. So,
there's two.
I mean, there's wrestlers right there that have
Hulk Hogan?
It. Hulk Hogan, yeah.
No, I don't know about that.
He probably did work at Hooters. It sounds like something he would do. It was like, yes, me and JVD see each other every day. You know, it's like, you obviously don't know what stalker is. Sophie says, how do you feel about NXT TakeOver taking place the night after SummerSlam, but they aren't going to be in Vegas, though? Did you hear my question?
I didn't.
What they said? Sophie said, how do you feel about NXT TakeOver taking place the night after SummerSlam, but they aren't going to be in Vegas, though?
Isn't that crazy? I felt like that's the weirdest thing. They're going to main event the weekend with an NXT pay-per-view.
Right. That is weird.
I love it. Live fans back. Great American Bash, I think, is what it's going to be called. Is that what it's going to be called? Or is it just TakeOver? Are they having a Great American Bash?
Mm-hmm.
NXT?
It was like, I couldn't tell you what he looks like, but yeah, haha. Right? Chris says, Picola, don't tell me you like your cousin. So it was like, why does your host look like Larry the Cable Guy?
Old Larry. I don't have any funny jokes, so.
Why does your host?
That'd be me.
You look like Larry the Cable Guy?
I guess, but I don't have the jokes, so it's not as funny.
Pickle says, bruh, I didn't say she was first cousins, lol. Jordan's like, Fat Lady says, what? Pickle's like, do you want me to hook you up, Chris? Filipino blonde over 30? There you go. Chris is like, so that's a yes, Pickle. Joe Biden's and Donald Trump is a bitter joke. Oh, yeah? It was like I worked in a bakery, but sure. Sophie's like, do you need any mods for your channel?
Who's that?
We don't, actually.
Not right this second.
Everybody's
we
actually,
probably should here pretty soon,
like,
but
controls themselves quite well.
Stick around when we need one.
Ayla's like, no, I do. I said you sound like a stalker. Chris says, Piccola Filipina, huh? Sounds like Shotzi. Joe Biden says, so do you guys do the show every week?
Every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. Except for in June, it was
sure do, Slow Joe.
Every Monday and Friday.
Can you remember that?
What are you?
Did you write it down? Are you going to have your people remember to tell you later? Because we know you'll forget.
What are you talking about?
Joe. Old slow Joe Biden.
Oh. That's politics stuff.
Desmond says, sorry, I've been gone for so long. We had a stray cat in our yard and had to call the police. Like a person? Like a stray person?
Like you're calling the cops on a cat? Like,
you know, because that's some slang right there, right? Oh, this cat over here, you crazy, or whatever.
One crazy cat. I used to talk like that all the time, actually.
Right? And you're not talking about the animal. You're talking about a person. So when you're like a stray cat and you have to call the police, it's like...
Come on, this is going to be a fantastic match. I would pay to watch this match.
Why are you calling the police on a stray cat? What do you do? Ricochet and John Morrison is what's happening right now. That's funny.
This is fantastic.
Well, like,
look at this.
Not, and we don't need any yes NXT is.
I think Luke quit on us.
He did not quit.
Have you seen it?
Yes, he came in earlier.
He just likes to come in every once in a blue moon.
He has to work. And I understand that. And he's on a completely different schedule than we're doing. And he's been working his butt off.
Sweet.
Just stop.
Well, I mean, if you're not here...
Not now.
So if you go onto your job at work and you just don't show up?
Well, he doesn't get paid to be here either. If he got paid money to be here, I'm sure he'd be doing this too.
I didn't say anything about money.
Maj says,
if you don't show up to something, you don't show
in
up.
the chat, hey Maj, says, hey Wrestling Gal, plot twist, Jinder take out Drew and then Sheamus hits and cut a promo. I'm added to this match, I'm not hurt anymore, and win the main event. Brilliant storytelling for Sheamus.
I would like to see some other things happen like that. But Drew, they're doing, not Drew, Jinder, they already had him eliminated tonight in the Battle Royal.
Ayla's like, you seem to be a stalker in your free time. Why are you so obsessed with me? Stop talking to me then. I have to stop being nice to the thirsty boys. Jimmy's like, this chat is never boring. Sophie's like, why can't they host TakeOver in the same stadium as they are doing for SummerSlam the night before?
Yeah, I have no idea. Well, the night before what?
Why can't they host TakeOver in the same stadium as they are doing for SummerSlam the night before? Because
that's Friday Night SmackDown. So they'd have to do it on Thursday. At least he's got a mirror.
I'm locking my brakes.
Did you hear? He's like, look how brave the Miz is. He's going to jump over him.
Oh, he used his...
Hurricane Rana!
He used his, wheelchair as a whatchamacallit.
Grabbing that dripstick. Uh-oh. He took it right out of his... Now Miz is getting wet again!
Oh, it's just not nice.
Ricochet's just a belligerent...
Not nice at all.
Broke the dripstick.
Terrible.
You know what they say if you have a broken dripstick?
You have Johnny Drip Drip's problem?
Your stick will just drip.
It says we have mods, but I'm sure someone's getting banned for calling me a hoe. Dustin's like, haha, that's funny. Slojo says, yes, I'll remember. Chris says, Ayla, who is stalking you? Thomas says, SummerSlam is on a Saturday this year, that's why. Piccolo is like laughing. Shotzi can't hold a candle to my cousin. You heard? Randy Sam is in the chat. Hey, Randy said that was the cat Garfield. JVD says, I want to be stalked by a piff.
Right?
That's not how it works, honey. It's never the piffs. Sophie says, why can't they do a 2-night SummerSlam like they have done for Mania the last 2 years?
Old crazy Denise. I knew a crazy Denise that was pretty and you didn't want any part of that. She'll call you at 3 o'clock in the morning.
Sophie is asking a question of, why can't they do a 2-night SummerSlam like they have done for Mania the last 2 years?
Live fans. It would just be harder to fill the stadium 2 nights in a row. That's it. I mean,
right?
There's no other way. They had a hard time with this year's WrestleMania with fans.
Yeah, it was just because of probably the way they did it. Let's see. Slugger says, do you do pay-per-view watch-along, or
yes.
is it just TV shows?
No, we do the pay-per-views also.
We do WWE pay-per-views for SmackDown, Raw type area. We don't do NXT. Joe DeBash Wrestling TV does.
Anyways, we do AEW and
NXT.
And their AEW.
But we do AEW show and their pay-per-views too, so. Desmond says, it was scratching my mom's window. Why, that bitch cat definitely needs to be called the police on it. Scratching up the windows. Thomas is like a rematch from Lucha Underground Johnny Mundo versus Prince Puma. JVD says Piccolo wins the next family reunion, right? Gotta go see his cousin. Lita's like, I'm a stray cat and I don't care. I walk by with my tails in the air. See? Chris is like, Piccolo, I guess I'll have to see your cousin. Sophie's like, wow, a fresh match. Johnny Drip Drip and Ricochet.
Yes.
Good match.
Isn't that fantastic?
Randy Sam says Johnny Murdo versus Prince Puma. Fire. Desmond says on her car. Why, that damn cat. Slojo says, I would love to have seen Austin versus Goldberg. We never got that match.
Nope. You just got to see him stunner him at the end of the Brock Lesnar match.
Sophie says, when did Melissa McCarthy be the co-host of this YouTube channel? I don't know. When you showed up? Desmond says, haha, Miz with the water. Ayla says, sorry, Fat Lisa. Sorry, JVD. Sorry, Chris and Ben and Luke and everyone else that has a big man brain. JVD's like, Ayla, what you mean, LOL? Soldier says, I want to see Austin maybe have one more match. Desmond says. I don't know.
I don't know about that because of his neck.
Yeah. Chris says, reverse stalking the celeb stalks a fan. Yes.
That would be pretty funny.
He was like, I don't know. Thought I'd apologize for making you think I love you. Sophie's like, I mean, why can't they host TakeOver in the same building as SummerSlam on that weekend?
Right. And they probably should. I think there is something to do with football, though. Because it is where the Raiders play, and I don't know how the preseason's going to be planned. But it's going to be like the last week of the preseason, maybe 2 weeks before the regular season starts.
Yeah, so maybe that's another reason why they're doing it that way too. Ayla says, or whatever I do with my magical woman powers, right? Desmond A says, why are you guys calling him Slow Joe? He has a stuttering problem.
I don't call anybody Slow Joe.
You don't call anybody Slow Joe? Piccolo says, Ayla, do what you do, girl. I never judge anybody, and it's all positive energy here. Sophie says, we never got to see The Rock versus Sting or Randy Orton.
No. Figured I would. Rock never wrestled Randy Orton? Huh.
JB says,
I did not know that. I figured they had wrestled at some point.
Our emotions, right? Ayla's like, no problem. Anytime. Minicare's like, Ayla, does Travis have a big man brain? Why would you ask her?
I have a tiny brain.
Sophie's like, they are planning to go back to doing a one-night Mania next year since it will get harder to a two-night Mania every year after this year. Well, they could do a two-night because it was, you know, there weren't fans and they weren't in an area.
This
and
year,
in all reality,
fans.
This year they did fans
right.
to a certain degree, right? But in all reality, WrestleMania is usually over like a 5-day period. Like
right,
WrestleMania isn't like just a day. WrestleMania is like days and days. So
meet and greets and all sorts of
stuff.
I'm assuming they will.
I mean, but I know what you're saying, as in what they'll show on a pay-per-view will only be one night. But you know, with them being on Peacock and stuff, and your pay-per-views that way, they could totally do it 2 nights if they wanted to.
Right, it's selling the tickets. That's a lot of tickets to sell. They'd have to sell 140,000 tickets to fill up a 70,000 seat arena.
True.
Twice.
Right. Desmond says, you guys' chat is always funny. Most of the time.
Thank you.
Ayla's like, maybe. I don't know. Ayla's like, I think YouTube didn't post my first comment.
It happened.
Like, of the night? Is that what happened with all the confusion? Why everybody's in love with you? Minicare's like, well, he appreciates your vote of confidence. Lydia says, we all drunk the Kool-Aid.
Oh, big knee.
Sophie says, a lot of fans love the 2-night Mania, and a lot of fans didn't like the 2-night Mania for whatever reason.
Okay, so pros is it was shorter. They made it 3 hours each show, or 3.5 hours each show. So that was awesome.
Yes.
Cons is it's 2 days in a row. So you have to literally plan out 2 days of watching it. In the old days, it was just like a 7-hour show, but it was one.
Yep.
And
it was an all-day thing.
And I'm assuming they're going to go back to that style. So I think SummerSlam's going to be an all-day type thing. You know, 6 hours, 5 hours, 2-hour pre-show type thing with a 3 or 4 hour match. Match card, whatever you want to call it.
Desmond A says, what match would you love to see at next year's Mania?
I'd like to see this one. I think this is fantastic. I'm glad they're doing this. Nothing on the line for here, but obviously Bobby Lashley and Brock Lesnar would be fantastic. I don't know exactly who I'd want to be champion, and I don't know who I'd want to win. And so therefore it's a great match to me. Good answer?
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, Ricochet all the way across. Oh, shit. I think somebody might have just died. I feel like Johnny Drip went head first off of that.
Johnny? Johnny? Are you okay, Johnny? Are you there?
Are we going to get a double count out?
Maybe. JVD says Sting versus Austin at Mania would have been epic.
Yes, if they would have went that route, it would have been a great thing.
Double count out.
Double count out.
Oh, ouch. Thomas says, think Sammy should win Money in the Bank as KO is taking time off after this week. Question mark?
Yeah, absolutely. I would love that. It would be so entertaining to see Sammy walking around with that briefcase because of all of his shit that he talks about all the time.
Right? Let's see. Chris says, I thought Rock did face Orton because at Mania 20, it was Mick and Rock versus Evolution.
Right. And you might be right. I don't know. I figured they had wrestled, but I just don't remember. Obviously, somebody else in the chat had said something about it.
Right.
I just figured they did.
Old school dream match would you love to see in the future?
Like if I could go back to the primes of people's careers and have them face each other. That would be interesting. I don't know if I have any. I just feel like Hulk Hogan would be anybody in his prime.
Right.
But I'm a Hulkster fan. I mean, 50, 60-year-old Hulk Hogan took The Rock to the limit and The Rock barely beat him. And I consider The Rock one of the top guys of all time. I don't know.
Me neither.
Undertaker couldn't really beat Hogan when Hogan was in his prime. He did beat him later, I do believe. I'm trying to think. Dream matches. Yeah, there's a lot with Sting. I see Sting in a lot of those. My dream matches. My fantasy booking. Ric Flair. But Ric Flair did it all. Oh, maybe my sister, yeah.
I don't know. Maybe.
I don't know if you can see. I can't see.
I can't see anything. I have no idea what's going on out there. Hey, looks like, so from now on, I'm only nice to you few people. Think what you want, but I'm totally being a see you next Tuesday from now on. Pickle is like, Sophie, do you remember Rock and Sock faced Evolution, but not every singles matches? But not ever singles matches.
Ah.
Interesting.
Charlotte looking good in her purple.
Ooh, have you? Ooh. Aren't you amazing? Chris is like, no, Ayla, please don't turn heel. Just as since Roman Reigns had a bit part in Hobbs and Shaw when his wrestling career is finished, do you think he will get work in Hollywood?
I think it would be fantastic if he did. I don't know if he would be a top earner like John Cena or The Rock, but I think he could definitely do it.
Yeah. Sophie says, we never got Seth versus CM Punk either. That would have been fun. It was like, no, of my apologies. I was saying I was sorry for leading all the boys on with my neck skin and ankle flesh. My thoughts are that of demons. Nice. Desmond says, wow, Ricochet, that was cool. Double count out. Yep, that happened. And he did fly off there pretty good. And with the right person, because John Morrison can hold his own.
Yeah, it was absolutely. I feel like John Morrison might have landed on his head.
He didn't. He caught him pretty good, and he came back on his full back. Sophie says, how will a 2-day Mania work when they go back on the road?
Right.
I don't know. It was like, I think for myself, sometimes I should be stoned, like the old-fashioned way, but not the weeds, haha.
We know what you're talking about.
Sophie's like, there is talk of them turning Roman back into a face. Yeah, they have been making some talks about that lately. JBT says, we never got HBK versus The Rock either. As Sophie said, we never got Seth versus CM Punk either. That would have been fun. Joe said Hogan versus Austin instead of Hogan versus Rock would have been good. Vindicator says that will be the last memorable moment for a jobber like Ricochet for the next 5 months.
Right.
Piccolo says, Ayla, you embracing your gothic side? I mean, Wiccans are cool. Just as my dream match would be Dynamite Kid versus HBK.
The Dynamite Kid, huh?
Desmond says, have you guys ever ate pizza with, what? Milo outed on it before? What? Ew. That's what I'm eating right now.
Milo'd?
I have no idea what you're saying. I don't even know what that means. Piccolo says, no offense to those rocking black lipstick and fingernails. Are you sure, Piccolo? I think you're trying to be offensive to Rhea Ripley. Vindicator's alright. The annual break time has arrived back in 37 minutes. Sophie's like, my dream match would be HBK versus Dolph, and I'm proud of Undertaker for sticking to his word that he is retired. Yes, that is very good. I'm glad that he did stick to it also. Because, you know, they say it, right? And then they don't. And then it's just weird. Oh, milk poured on it. No, Desmond, that sounds gross. I'm gonna pass on that. Unless it's maybe like a cake pizza. Sophie says Batista doesn't want to do a movie with John Cena and The Rock. Why? Would they outshine him? Or are there movies below him because he's such a big, star now? Batista's such a crybaby. It's just crazy. Oh, giving us the old Snake Eyes G.I. Joe guy. Ooh, we're going to hear his backstory. How exciting is that? JVD, did Travis take a bathroom break? No. Travis took a there might be somebody here break. The dogs are crying, and usually that indicates that there's somebody here. Sometimes they do, but sometimes they bark. But if they kind of know the person, sometimes it's different. I don't know. Who knows? Joe's like, Dynamite Kid was an asshole outside the ring, but in the ring he was pure dynamite. Is that why they called him Dynamite Kid? It was like back to annoying, but for real, if I was flirting, I'm sorry, I'm literally just like that in real life. I just talk to people I don't know. Oh, Ayla, honey, stop apologizing for being yourself. Sophie says, I miss the time when they had a commercial-free episodes of Raw. I wouldn't know. I've only watched it for 2 years, and every single time I've seen it, there's been commercials. So I wouldn't know anything different. Nothing different. Nothing different at all. We're just at a commercial break, waiting to see what's going to happen next, because I don't remember what's up next. Oh, something to do with Charlotte. Or Natalia. Oh, it's Charlotte. There she is. JVD says, Ayla, I'm the same way. I joke around and talk to everyone. That's just me. You guys are funny. Oh. Sweet. She's going to try to go after it again at Money in the Bank, huh? Who's she up against tonight? I didn't see who her opponent was supposed to be. Oh, it's Rhea? No, it's Natalia. So it's Natalia, huh? Or are they working with her? Is this a 3-on-3 women's match? I don't know what's going on. Let's see. Sophie says, people thought Undertaker would come back at WrestleMania to really retire because his retirement at Survivor Series wasn't that great. Yeah, I heard that too. Joe says, I think sometimes Raw runs for too long. Travis and I would both agree with you on that. And you know, Travis has kept track of the timing on it a lot lately. And in all reality, there for a while, they were only doing like 40 minutes of wrestling. Like 40 minutes. The rest of it was commercials, recaps, talking segments, just all the stuff. So there was only like 40 minutes of actually actioned wrestling. And that wasn't even like, oh, hey, you got, 7 matches of different stuff happening. It was like, hey, here's like, 5 matches in 40 minutes. It's kind of weird. So, yeah. Piccolo says, the puppy whimpers. I miss them. Yeah. Get yourself a German Shepherd. You'll hear them all the time. Constantly. Over nothing. Desmond says it's a 6 women's tag match. Thank you. I kind of figured that out after a second. Alright, guys. Sophie says we are almost in the final hour of Raw already. It feels like it just started. The first couple hours has gone by pretty quick. It's always the third hour. The third hour just kind of drags. I think that's the one that just drags. Chris says, Ayla, we love you. Piccolo says, weird, only if they kept some women on the roster. Right? Ayla's like, ha ha ha, thanks. Sophie says, I have a doggy that I take good care of. Good, good. JVD says, dogs are the best. Not if you're a cat person. If you're a cat person, dogs are the devil. Ayla is not a dog person. She hates them. Okay? She hates dogs. She's an antagonist right now. So, I don't think they really started the match, but Charlotte and Rhea are attacking each other. They're all over the announcer's desk back there, and looks like Tamina is attacking Dana, I think, is who she's attacking. So, Natalya must be after Mandy? Ah, got it. I remembered. Natalya is now in there attacking Rhea. And then Mandy is attacking Natalya. And Charlotte's grabbing her hair. It's a free-for-all of hair pulling, women attire, and probably wardrobe malfunctions. Wardrobe malfunctions! Where are they? We need them. And all that good stuff. Let's see. Piccolo says, how's Spirit been, JVD? Joe says, what do you think about Raw having mostly rematches every week? Gets boring after a while. You see the same thing over and over again. And now we're at commercial. I don't even think they started the match yet, by the way. I think they just went out there and got involved with everybody. Chris says, Mandy with her Robert Roode gear. Right? So he's like, I'm surprised that USA Network kept Raw 3 hours this long. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, if they had more involved, it wouldn't be so bad, but it's just weird. Let's see. JVD says, Piccolo, she's good, Spill, but she is good. Thanks for asking. Piccolo says, I like cats too, but I'm hella allergic. Sophie says, if they cut the third hour of Raw, they could fill that hour with something else. Sophie says, my doggy is a spoiled princess. As it should be. Ayla's like, I wish I was allergic to dogs. You know what, Ayla? I wish I was allergic to you. Just kidding. Desmond's like, Raw is like bologna. It's only good for so many sandwiches, and then you just get tired of it. Is that what you're saying? Or it's one of those things that it's an acquired taste. Some people really like it, and others are like, ugh. JVD says, I'm allergic to turtles and cats. How the fuck is somebody allergic to turtles?
I was going to say, how do you even know you're allergic to a turtle?
You need to go around licking turtles or something? My God, man. You're not supposed to lick the turtles. Okay? Gross. And make sure you stay away from the snapping turtles. They will bite your face off, and you won't have a jaw anymore. That's terrifying. Was it your sister?
Oh, yeah. And her friend.
Her friend? The one she had here last time?
Uh-huh.
Why is she hanging out with that weirdo?
I think my phone died.
Desmond says, acquired tastes. Doesn't like, ha ha ha, that's weird. Right? Like, definitely. How anybody could be allergic to turtles. It's creepy.
It just seemed like a random thing. I'm allergic to cats and mules.
Well, mules I can understand. Some people are allergic to horses and stuff, so that makes sense. But turtles? Like, that's like I'm allergic to, you know...
Scorpions.
And, you know, because you could be.
Centipedes.
You know, and snakes. You know, or lizards or something. Turtles. So it's like, remember for 6 months a few years ago, they featured the Cruiserweight division? Then they dropped that out of nowhere like they did with Raw Underground. Well, didn't the Cruiserweight division just become 205 Live?
Yes.
Isn't that where Cruiserweight went? They made it a whole new show. That's what I understood anyways from me being here for the last couple of years. Is that the Cruiserweight is 205. That's the 205 champion, and that's what all that is. It was like, I'm kidding, kind of. I like dogs. It's just, I like dogs over there. I don't like the energy they have.
They do have a lot of energy.
Desmond's like, I'm allergic to Raw. Sophie's like, even though Raw is bad, it is still #1 on the USA Network.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Totally. Like, because, right? Because you'll say you're not going to watch it, or you're like, oh my god, I can't stand it, but you'll still watch it.
Dana Brooks showing us a thing or two.
She's like, look, I'm gymnastic-y.
Might as well use it if you got it. It's like those boobies. Big clothesline.
That's it. It was like,
One,
because
two.
Travis's sister is a weirdo hanging with weirdo friends. Yeah.
And so I told her what I wanted in a text, which was very clear because I had to make sure and she's already doing it wrong. And then, so I went out there and was telling her what I wanted, and she listens like Dalitha listens to me. Just kind of like, oh, huh? And I'm like, oh, fuck. So I'm going to be cleaning up after her. I'm sure.
It depends on what you're talking about.
Oh,
if you're talking about something that's important, I listen.
I'm talking about just on here. Like, huh? Just like I was listening to you the last hour. Because I was watching. And so you're like, I'm like, I have no idea what you said.
Exactly. So there you go. Now you know how it is. Let's see. Pico says, I'm allergic to redheads and dolphins.
There you go.
Are allergic to redheads. Joe says, see, most of these blondes look alike. Sometimes it's hard to tell who's wrestling.
I couldn't tell if that was Mandy earlier. I was like, is that Mandy or Charlotte? Which is weird because they don't have the same body.
Or the same height. Not even the same body at all. Like, Charlotte's like...
They just flash, though. When you just see flashes, you see bottoms, middle, top. And there's only 2 of them that have bottoms, middle, top.
Charlotte's like, well, I stood up and then I tilted my pelvis out and I lost my ass. Mm-hmm. Literally.
Yeah, her butt done left. It left a while back.
Right.
She started getting skinny and her butt just packed up their shit and fucking left.
Right. Doesn't say this is what gets me. People hates Raw but still watch it. Right?
They do. They have lost a lot of their fans, though.
Yeah, they've gone way down in their fan base. Like, they don't have as many watchers as they used to. Ravi message retracted, but Ravi's still around. JVD says, P-Cola LMAO. Ayla's laughing. Sophie says, I'm still shocked 205 Live is still around with most of its roster released last week. What do they have left of it? And not that many people watch 205 Live.
Yeah, they put their championship on the NXT. And so people basically just watch the main guys. There are some diehard wrestling fans. I'm not really into the little guys anyway, so I wouldn't watch it. But, some people like that. It's probably really good wrestling if you're into the wrestling part of wrestling. I like the whole show of wrestling, so I have a harder time with the little guys. Because most of the little guys aren't great talkers.
Right? Sophie's like, my dog figured out a puzzle in 2 minutes. Nice.
Nice. We have a whole bunch of puzzles right here under this table.
Yes. Robbie
dog
says,
puzzles.
Mandy Rose, one-trick pony with that high knee.
Yeah, right?
Well, she can't do much of anything else. It was like, Ayla says she abandoned the birthday party. Her car overheated. And she was stranded at the drive-thru.
Stranded at the drive-in.
Desmond says, what happened to Denzel Dejournay? Denjournay? I don't know.
Donjournay? I don't know. I have no idea.
I don't know who that is. Desmond says, I'm allergic to air. Don't breathe. JVD says, I'm allergic to Facebook. Everybody should be. Sophie says, remember the Mandy Otis storyline? Another storyline they dropped out of nowhere after being hot for most of the year last year. Yeah, and I mean, people were kind of really into it, whether it was they were sickened by it or they thought it was pretty cool. And then all of a sudden it was just gone when What's-His-Face got involved.
Shane? No. Or what are we talking about?
Otis and Mandy storyline.
Oh. Of course, they're going to ruin that.
When Miz got involved with the whole Money in the Bank thing and stuff like that. Icons in the chat. Hey, Icon says, I feel bad for the losers who have to sit through 3 hours of Monday Night Raw.
Yes, and there's a lot of us.
Losers. Desmond says, I'm allergic to Vince McMahon.
7 loser.
Joe's like, WWE Raw 2021 is getting as bad as WCW 2000. Desmond says, I'm also allergic to Paul Heyman. Well, they don't have to deal with him too much anymore.
He doesn't talk very much like he used to.
Every once in a while he does, but...
Uh-oh. Mandy gonna tap out again.
No, just kick her. Kick her. Kick her. Get your feet out from her. Don't let her do it. There you go. Oh.
There's that knee. Charlotte with a big boot took Mandy right out. Is that enough? 1, 2, and 3. Charlotte with the dub.
Chris says Otis and Eva Marie storyline would be funny. Oh, God. Sophie says don't give WCW that type of credit.
Who?
Otis and Eva Marie storyline would be funny.
I thought that's what we had going. That's what I say every Monday, at least. Just kidding. Look at that. Rhea Ripley playing dirty. Got no class.
Ravi says, hope Rhea gets carded in this match. She didn't. She smacked her in the knee.
She did. She hit it with chop block. And we still have a strap match and a triple threat match. And we got 1 hour. So they better get right to it because I want to see these as long, interesting matches.
Piccolo says that cartwheel double team was weak. Sophie says, remember the old days when Raw got preempted for dog shows?
A long time ago. But yeah.
Joe says, it's like the SmackDown hacker. They dropped that as well.
Mm-hmm. I think that was supposed to be, what's his name? Ali.
Yeah.
And then they just put Ali in Retribution.
Desmond said that, Joe. I think they revealed it as a Mustafa Ali, but not an actual reveals, but a return, right? So if it's like the SmackDown hacker, they forgot about their storyline. Who knows where that was going in the first place? Chris says, D, can you say Mandy in ASMR? Oh, you want me to say Mandy's name like that?
Why are you doing that? R-Truth says. Mandy. Are you unhappy with yourself?
How her name is usually said. Are you unhappy with yourself?
R-Truth.
Can you see me? You want to talk
about you unhappy with yourself?
Health problems? I'm preparing myself for battle. Whoa.
It sounds sexual a little bit.
He ain't gonna retreat or ride or run away or anything. That's the way it is. Rise like, what's the point of this Elias feud? Because Elias
just to give something for Riker to move on his way up. Hopefully they push Riker pretty far. Jackson, he's pretty good. He's a decent talker. Take that as a maybe.
Maybe?
I'm gonna.
I was like, what's both of your favorite gimmick matches? Gimmick matches? What's that?
Hell in a Cell. Anything that's just not. Strap match. Hell in a Cell would be considered one. A steel cage. A battle royal. Just something that's off. I don't know if I think they used to call them an Indian strap match. There was all sorts of different ones in the old days. Trying to think if there was one that just stood out. Chain matches. I like the chain matches. I don't like them around their necks though. I think that's a little too dangerous.
That is pretty dangerous. I mean, especially with how many people have gotten injured with neck injuries, even when they're being extra careful. Ibar, for instance. Robbie says, "What's the point of Elias?"
He's just a singer.
Beard and long hair, rocker type dude.
Like a Randy Savage, but with a guitar. And less energy. He doesn't have Randy Savage's energy. Randy Poffo. All right, we got a strap match coming up next.
You're welcome, Pico. I knew I'd put you to sleep. Here you go. Take your naps. Alita's like, Matthew, Fiend Knight, where'd you go? Desmond says, R-Truth versus Riker in a strap match? No.
No.
It's Elias and Riker. Sophie says, who would have guessed Jackson Riker would still be on TV while his former partners got released a couple months apart from each other?
I mean, he's the better wrestler. He's the better athlete
Yeah.
of all those guys that were in that group.
I don't know. I don't really remember them, so I couldn't tell you.
They were called like Sons of Anarchy, or it was some sort of a motorcycle, some sort of a gang. They all wore denim with patches on the back.
I kind of remember that a little bit, but not a lot on NXT, right?
Yeah, and then they came out to the main roster, but they didn't do much.
No.
And then he tweeted something that was conservative, and you don't do that on Twitter. And so there was a huge backlash. So Vince kept him off TV for a while.
Don't have conservative tweets.
Yeah.
You're the devil because you can't have your own thoughts.
And so Vince kept him off TV for a while, and then he obviously is now back and getting the push that they were. What was the name of that group? Anyways, it's not coming to me.
I don't know either, so.
Right.
Desmond says, who's even the 24/7 champion?
Tozawa.
It's Tozawa.
He lost it tonight and got it back.
Okay, so he lost it to Drew Gulak. Drew Gulak lost it to R-Truth. And then R-Truth lost it to Tozawa again, and Tozawa ran off.
This was all within like 3 minutes of a battle royal.
Yes.
Outside the ring during the battle royal. Yeah. Earlier tonight to start the night. But we hadn't seen the 24/7 championship for a long time, or R-Truth. It's really nice to see him back. He brings that comic relief.
Right? I mean, it is, because we haven't seen it for a while, so it's kind of nice to see him back on TV. Robbie says, go on, do with your new ASMR YouTube channel, right? Thomas says, Riker and Loomis working together again someday? I don't know. Maybe.
Maybe.
We have Janelle Jackson in the chat. Hey, Janelle.
Hey, Janelle.
Says, hey, guys, what have I missed so far?
A lot of stuff. Just kidding. You've only missed like 4 matches. We had a battle royal to start out the show because Randy Orton wasn't there because of a car accident. It's sounding like. I'm not 100% sure on that. But anyways, Randy Orton didn't show up. And so Bro took his spot in the triple threat match, but he had to earn it first. So he had to win a battle royal. So they had a battle royal to enter that third spot in the triple threat match. It's going to be the main event here coming up soon. And Riddle won that. And then during that match, Drew Gulak won the 24/7 title after Cesaro was thrown over the top rope. Then R-Truth beat Gulak for the title. And then Tozawa beat R-Truth for the title. We just were talking about that. Then we had Nikki Cross and Shayna Baszler. Nikki Cross won that one because of a distraction by Alexa Bliss. And then we had Asuka and Naomi versus Doudrop and Eva Marie. And Doudrop pinned Asuka fair and square right in the center of the ring after Eva Marie left her alone, kind of. She just wouldn't tag out. She was standing on the outside.
Right.
So there's some tension there going on. We had Ricochet and John Morrison, double count out after Ricochet. That was a really nice match. That would be a great match to see, especially if they do it again. And then we had Charlotte, Natalya, and Tamina versus Dana, Mandy, and Rhea. And Charlotte pinned Mandy in that. She kicked her in the face.
Yes.
And that's basically it, with a little bit of a soap opera in between there. It's pretty funny when you can describe a 2.5-hour show in 30 seconds.
True. JPD says, it's 9 p.m. What the hell is the ice cream truck going by this late for? They do it in our neighborhood sometimes too, JPD. It's really creepy.
It's crazy easy to sell kids drugs from an ice cream truck.
Crazy easy. Dirty grandpa.
Dirty grandpa.
Robbie says, shouldn't it be decent wrestling, not decent talking? Would hope so.
It should be both. I don't mind the talking if the talking's good and get you pumped up, but I feel like they should interview the people before they get in the ring. Like they used to do. Like have your promo right before you go into the ring, and then
they kind of did with Nikki Cross tonight.
Yeah, they do it in the back, that backstage interview, and then they go through the curtain and go out. They should do that with every wrestler for every match. That's what they used to do in the old days, and it worked. It was fantastic. And people watched.
Yeah.
You had 5 million people watching this shit back in the 80s and 90s.
Joe says, isn't he Gunner from TNA Striker? Yes.
I think so.
As Alita says, yes. Ayla says, hey, JVD, seeing how I'm locked in your basement, get me a popsicle or something. It was like he's wanting to know where Fiend Night is. He's probably crying in the shower like a little bitch. All right, Ayla. Alita's like, I like a bomb pop. JVD says, Ailey, if you say please, I will think about it. Haha. Sophie's like, at least we didn't have a whole night of Hell in a Cell matches on Sunday pay-per-views like Impact did with their pay-per-views that features every match in a steel cage match.
That's pretty funny.
Thomas says the Forgotten Sons. Yes, that's their name.
Ah, there it is.
Sons. Piccolo says, obviously, JVD, you never seen Friday. Desmond says, I know that it's Elias versus Riker, but imagine R-Truth being in the match against Riker. He'll try to take
Look
it
at
off.
that. Elias just comes out swinging.
Trying to get the upper hand here. It was like, please, sir. Piccolo says, also push pop dreamsicle with my nickel bag. Jamie's like, Piccolo, oh, I have, but there is no kids out this late by my house. Whereas, like, do you stop with the conservative tweets, right? Desmond says the 24/7 title storyline is boring, I guess, because of no fans. That's a
Maybe, and I feel like it's gonna pick up.
Chris says,
especially when they get all the ring announcers back together, like what they would do with Carmella and R-Truth when they were together.
Oh yeah,
that shit was so funny.
It was hilarious. Chris says, remember last year Dana thought she won Money in the Bank? It would be funny if she won this year, if she was in. But I hope Liv Morgan wins Money in the Bank.
Oh, you going for Liv,
also,
huh?
I want Sami Zayn to win Money in the Bank.
Liv and Sammy running
That's
around
hilarious.
with briefcases.
JVD says, Ayla, you're too late. The ice cream truck has passed and is moving too fast for me to catch it. Element.
Oh, whipping him across the nipples.
Ouch. Oh.
And again.
Good thing he pumped himself up in the back for this. Alita says, always the grocery store, right? Sophie says, if Riddle loses, does he lose his spot in the Money in the Bank match as well?
He loses Randy's spot in the Money in the Bank. Not that Randy has one, but...
Piccolo's like, so you're telling me no smoke, Smokey? Robbie's like, you missed Dee singing Asuka's theme song. Nobody did, because I wasn't singing it. Desmond says, who's your all-favorite WWE wrestler?
Right now, Bray Wyatt. The real Bray Wyatt.
Sophie says, today marks 23 years for Mick versus Undertaker Hell in a Cell match. I was 8.
Dang.
Desmond says, that's creepy. Alita's like, Roman. Sophie says, Randy. And Ayla says, I don't even like ice cream. Sophie's like, I like chocolate milkshakes. Medicare's like, but she loves donuts. Alita's like, I'm lactose intolerant. Sophie's like, NXT doesn't have a tag division now since the WWE released 2 tag teams last Friday.
Yeah, it's crazy. Vince hates tag teams, so I do not see any surprises.
Which is so weird that he would pull that in NXT when he has some, like, pull there, but not a lot.
He owns it.
I know, but
he can do whatever he wants.
He kind of thought he let Triple H do whatever he wanted.
Yeah, and Triple H probably did it. But Vince, I'm sure, has final say.
Piccolo says, oh, so there must be implications and Riddle will have it? Maybe.
Right, like Samoa Joe got fired, so Triple H hired him back.
Mm-hmm.
Like, because he has the ability to do that. But Vince could go around and fire him. Yes. But he's not going to, because that's not the point. Now he makes way less money. That's the point.
Ayla says, I do, Vin, but our local donut truck only delivers in the AM.
A donut truck. That's actually a pretty good idea.
Piccolo says, we'll have to win because RK Bro will blow up at Money in the Bank. Alita says, I love that dance break. Robbie says, do you love singing WWE theme song? I do.
Do you honestly think that Drew's going to get pinned again? That would be funny if he gets pinned again. That'll be 3 weeks in a row. He got pinned last week by Riddle.
Oh, yes, he did.
He got pinned the week before by Drew McIntyre. Or not by Drew. He is Drew McIntyre. By Bobby Lashley.
Oh, Chris is like, what the fuck? Oh. Just saw a pic on Insta. I guess Jungle Boy is going out with Anna Jay. No.
There's no way that's real.
No way.
I guess it could be.
That was a very
His dad was super famous. I want to see... I'm going to say it out loud. Never mind. I want to see his butt. I want to see what's on his butt.
On Riker's?
Yeah.
Oh, like what's across the words or something?
Yeah.
On his outfit. Usually they put names across them. Is it not a name?
No.
Oh, I thought they were going to show something from this match. But
no, they're already moving on.
It's like, it's pretty neat. They make tiny donuts, the Donut Bros. They'll actually come to your house if you call them.
So it's a real thing?
Yes. The Donut Bros, they took over Big Gary's.
Oh.
That's where they're at, downtown.
That's way cool. Right next to a high school. That's probably a bank. Lots of money.
I'm sure they're
should probably make
making
food
lots of
too.
obeseness. Vindicator says, you should take over the donut delivery business, Ayla. Get Travis to babysit during your shifts. Robbie's like, Elias in the mud. JVD says, can they make a strawberry cheesecake donut? Probably.
I don't know why not.
I should, Vin. I'd have to quit my Hooters job, though. Robbie says, Elias, just stay in catering, fam. JVD's like, Ayla laughing, and Ayla's like, I'm not sure, JVD. Nicole says, my favorite would be the maple bacon or something donut-y. I'm Randy Orton.
No, he's got to be mean. I'm not Riddle, I'm Randy Orton. What do you want? He's got to unlock his mouth.
Oh.
He's just so much better at
it. I didn't know it was him. I was totally confused. Oh, God. Vindicator's like, well, that would suck for all the local Hooters cavemen, lol. Beagle is like, do you know how to hula hoop, Ayla? It's a prerequisite. To be a Hooters girl, you gotta be able to hula hoop. I mean, we don't have Hooters here, so.
No, we're not blessed with the Hooters. Actually, I don't know if that would be a blessing in this town.
Oh, God, no.
There might be a couple girls that could go there on scholarship, but not a lot.
Oh, it'd be terrifying. It'd be so bad. So bad. Ayla's like, I brought the idea of maple bacon to our town. It was a spud nut, though, but same.
I am a party.
Yeah, Caleb Dressel.
We gotta remember the name because he's probably gonna win gold.
Remember that name, Caleb Dressel. He's an alligator. He's a monster. He's an animal. He's an animal! Robbie's like Riddle looking like a nerd trying to be heard. It was like, I do know how I'm like super good. JVD's like Travis LMAO. About the Hooters. Yeah. It'd be terrible. Here, it'd be terrible. Chris is like, Ayla, would you work at Hooters? Alita's like, I'm jobless then. You don't have the hula hoop game? I don't either. I would never be able to make it. It was like, yeah, I'm the #1 hoot at Hooters.
The top hoot.
The top hoot. Got the hoot. Oh my gosh.
What?
Tired and have a headache. Not heard hard. Oh, hard. To be hard. Oh, sorry, my bad. I have a headache, so you're lucky I can read. Riddle looking like a nerd trying to be hard. There we go. That's funnier.
He's all sorts of hard.
I was like, no, Chris, we don't even have a Hooters in Idaho. Yeah, I was going to say, do we even have one? Is there even one in Idaho? Couldn't even imagine.
They should do one in Blackfoot. It'd be classy.
It'd be so classy.
Or Twin Falls.
Somebody should make a spoof Hooters.
Hoots.
So instead of like McDonald's, McDowell's, you know, and Coming to America, they should make a spoof Hooters.
Hootin'.
Something, right? And it's like your mom. Your mom is like the ladies in there, but they're wearing like a Hooters type outfit, but it's not really Hooters. It was like
owls. Old owls.
I went to Owls last night. Woo, those girls. It was like, I've had my Hooters posted on the wall for 4 months straight. Hooter of the month. Oh, God. Rob is like, do you still get takeout from Wendy's?
Do you go to Wendy's?
Every once in a while. I go through phases of that kind of stuff. Sometimes I'm like, oh, I really want to tap Wendy's. And then other times I'm like, oh, I really want to have real tacos from, like, the taco place that's, like, authentic. Desmond A says, bye, I gotta go. Sorry, I have practice tomorrow for football. Don't apologize when you got shit to do. Good luck with your practice. Be safe. Have a good rest of your night. Thanks for hanging out with us. We appreciate it.
No concussions.
It says, there is a restaurant in Boise, kind of like Hooters, but, like, classy. Oh, is it called Owls? Is it a spoof of Hooters? When you say classy, like, do they wear classier clothing? Vindicator says, sometimes wonder if Dalitha wishes she a clone with nonstop energy to sit in the chat for her and annoy the heck out of Travis. Yes. Sometimes I do wish I had a clone that I could just put in my place. You don't know how much I miss that. I wish that would happen right now. It's this guy again. Why? Why do we still have this man? Do you say ginger lad? Mm-hmm. Oh my God, seriously.
What?
What was it? It was Christmas? He saved Christmas? Sweet. Sweet Christmas. Randy Sam saying Riddle as Orton, LOL. He get the wrestling business. Wrestling cap. He's something. It was like, I can't remember. I went there years ago and I was drunk, so it might not have been classy. I think there is a place up there, but that was over 11 years ago for me. That I was even up in Boise. I don't think I've been to Boise for that long.
Been a minute?
11, 12 years that I've been up there. Went to a place where the girls did wear kind of like sluttier clothing. But it wasn't called Hooters.
Sounds fantastic.
The food was good, so it didn't matter. I didn't care. Piccolo says our most authentic Mexican is the taco bus. Burritos as huge as a fist. Yeah.
That's what you want to eat.
I mean, we do have some buses around here, but we do have a restaurant that's actually, like, very authentic when it comes to their tacos and stuff. They don't put cheese all over their stuff. Like, if you're going to a place that literally smothers their food in cheese, you're not eating in an authentic Mexican restaurant. Just saying. Authentic Mexican food usually doesn't have cheese on it. Not like that kind of cheese anyways. That's an American thing. Randy says, finally a more serious Riddle can be good. I don't think Riddle as a heel will work though. He tries to be kind of mean though. He was mean for a little bit, but he kind of like goofs around afterwards. Robbie says, when the Gab gets to 1,000 subs, D will be interviewing Keith Lee on the Gab. Why? According to some people, he's already let go, so it doesn't matter.
So next week, we're having Bobby Lashley versus Xavier Woods.
Again? Oh, goody. Chris says, LOL Drew again with Scottish lore. Please stop. Alita's like LMAO. And Ayla says, I remember deer heads on the wall and the girls were wearing green overalls or something. That sounds real classy. That sounds very classy. That sounds like a classy drink there, Ayla. Are you sure you were drunk?
Was it jackets only?
Did they make you wear a tie?
Was there sawdust on the floor?
Alita's like, well, he's telling the truth about the English. The indicator says, so it's official. Dalitha would never invite Drew over for Christmas dinner. She just not on board with the Scotsman's crusade. No, not. JVD's laughing. Elita's like Scottish whiskey. Yeah, all that good stuff.
AJ Styles. The Phenomenal. Is Almas going to stay out there? Last week he came down but then turned around and walked off. But it looks like he's coming down to the ring. Yeah, sounds like it. He's going to be out there. Say it, bro.
No.
Oh. Got Money in the Bank coming up in just under 3 weeks. Excited for Money in the Bank?
Not really.
I like Money in the Bank.
I guess it'll be alright. I don't know. It'll be different because it's a pay-per-view, so it'll probably be better. But right now I just kind of don't care because I have a headache, so I don't really give a crap what's happening.
Nothing matters. Nothing else matters.
I might just have to get up and leave. JB's laughing. Robbie says, is Drew ever getting another title shot? Oh, God, please, no.
Not against Bobby.
Oh. It was like, tie for sure. JBG says, I have a deer head on my wall in my house. Woo! Go, JVD. That's what we like to hear. That's some sexy crap right there. Do you wear green overalls, too? Robbie's like, what an exciting match coming up.
It could be.
It's so exciting. I was like, I have a huge elk skull I'm painting to hang up. Nice. Vindicator says, deer heads and green overalls sounds like a German pub. It looks like it was a true gentleman establishment. Alita's like, actually over almost. That's it. Amos. Robbie says, D, you're going to be so gassed when the pay-per-view is on. Totally. I would just be so excited. So excited. Pee my pants in excitement. It's going to be so great.
Don't pee them.
Don't pee my pants in
Don't
excitement?
pee 'em. You have to sit in the middle. How else are you going to be in there? I always sit in the middle in the back when there's only 3 people.
Yeah. So
'Cause
you
you gotta
be part of the group.
Yeah, you got to lean over so you're almost in the front.
You have to be part of the group. You can't just be in your corner where you belong.
You're with your friends. You hang out with your friends. You're like, just take me somewhere.
Excuse me, you're my chauffeur right now. Just drive me. Granty says, who else thought it was going to be a Randy theme for Riddle? I didn't, but, I mean, maybe
they didn't
because
go that
it
way.
should be? I don't know. They played it for when he won.
It will be if he wins.
Bobby says, Drew looking pissed that Riddle is in the match, right?
I think everybody is.
They're all mad.
It should have just been a one-on-one match.
AG's all mad. JV says, I'm putting that deer head on my Farmers Only bio. Like, you know what? That's probably a good idea. You'll definitely bag you some classy broads.
That's how you do it. Give them 2 tickets to the gun show and some
They
deer
know,
head.
they know you're a provider that way. They'll know.
They want hunters and gatherers.
They'll know you're a definite provider. It looks like, JVD, that's perfect. The piffs are going to come in like flies. I'm so excited for you. Randy Sam says, heel turn Drew will shake Raw up to the core.
Would it? I don't even know if people would even care at this point. And plus, they don't even have a baby face. Like, who would be their top baby face? They wouldn't have one.
They're like, we don't like baby faces anymore. They're boring.
I mean, obviously, it's going to be Big E here pretty soon.
Grant, he's like, imagine if Randy comes out after the match.
That'd be pretty cool. Like, he shows up a little bit late.
Randy says, Sheamus take out Drew to start us a U.S. feud or Mahal interfere. Well, since Sheamus has a broken nose and he has to be very careful with his face, probably would be better off having somebody else, like Jinder Mahal would be good or something. Jamie says, Ayla, I know it's going to be great. Ricky glows in the chat. Hey, Ricky says,
Hey, Ricky.
Wrestling Gab,
Hey.
why I have this feeling Fiend returns.
Maybe.
Why do you have
maybe
that
somebody
feeling?
will take this spot.
Do you know something that nobody else does? Robbie says, if Drew turns heel, they best not make him like Roman. That would be so dead.
They could. I wouldn't be surprised if they did that. Keep him face and just keep pushing you right, and him just. Here he is. Here he is. Here he is. It kind of just gets boring. Except for they're doing something very fresh with Roman. It doesn't get boring, but I think it's just because he is a bad guy.
Right.
It takes a special type of talent to be a face and carry a company.
Right. Ricky says, Fiend return tonight. Alita's like, I'm a planter. You're not a hunter or a gatherer. I guess your sister left.
Is she? That means Meg's outside by herself.
Well, that was, I'm pretty sure, her truck.
Sounded like it.
Alita says, what a lie. People is like, Alita, now, how's your night been? There you go. And this, of course, is a Money in the Bank qualifying match.
It is. The winner of this match goes on to Money in the Bank.
And Riddle is already in it, but he is competing for Randy Orton's spot.
Right. Because they're best friends.
As Alita says, great, I got a puppy over the weekend.
Aww.
Wow.
Late nights.
Did you get the kind you wanted?
Early mornings.
Was it the kind that you wanted to get? The breed that you wanted? Puppies are fun. They're time consuming. They're like having babies.
Keep your area really small and they'll never pee in the house.
Piccolo says, I'm kind of not into the flip-flop persona. Either be a good guy or a bad guy and stay that way. Or be that way for a long period of time, right? And then, like, have stuff happen to make you turn the other way and be that way for however long or something.
Yeah, the flip-flop. Is that what you're saying? Like, where you go back and forth?
Right, like, but I'm saying, like, he's saying, like, be a good guy or a bad guy and stay that way.
Right.
And I'm saying, yeah, stay that way for, like, longer periods of time, because right now their heel and face flip-flops are they're very quick. Like, I'm good, I'm bad, I'm good, right. I'm bad, I'm good, I'm bad, kind of stuff, so.
Right. Unless you're Randy Orton.
Right, and
Randy Orton is just always just a dick to everybody.
He's just a dick. Nice, bad, whatever, it doesn't matter. He's good at what he does.
He can be a face and an asshole at the same time. It's perfect.
Robbie says...
Kevin Owens can do it also.
Yeah. Robbie says, if I watch SmackDown, I have to skip past Roman. He's so dead, drains the life out of me.
Like your phone at 3%.
Right.
Like my phone is good until it gets under 10%, and then all of a sudden it's at 5, then 3, and then 1, and then off. It's like, wait a second. It took freaking an hour to get from 20 to 10, but from 10 to 0 is pretty quick.
Piccolo says, oh, I need pics. Alita says, one of them pit bully. Oh, okay. Piccolo says, Piccolo, I'm good. Relatives had left from Mississippi, and I'm happy I got the house all to myself again.
Oh, wow.
Nice. Yeah.
All by yourself.
Alita says, an American bully. Nice. An American bully. We all need homes.
Cute little dogs, or big dogs, or whatever. They're all different sizes. So it depends on the breeder. If they got the big shark heads or the little ones.
Yes. I understand where you're coming from on that. Are they tired? So, pardon.
Drew McIntyre staring at all the announcers. Oh, he's taking the table apart. Disqualify him. Because you can lose. Well, no, never mind. It's a triple threat. You can't be disqualified in a triple threat.
No. JVD's like, Piccolo, is your name Lisa? It is. Oh, that's what Ayla knows him as. Fat Lisa.
Powerbomb coming up.
Ooh, he got
crucifix.
Out of it. Ooh, and kicked him in the leg. Piccolo says, those are sweet pups. They are. They're all good. Until people make them bad.
Bad dogs are made, not born.
As Piccolo says, huh? He's got plans of his own.
Look at the size of almost. That's Drew McIntyre.
Almost.
Look at the size.
I know. He's like, oh crap. He's like looking at him like, oh, I'm sorry, I'm in your space.
Drew's like 6'5", 6'3", somewhere in there, and he's like, you're tall.
Robbie's like, Travis Roman Duffo, like a dying phone battery, you know, dim ones. It was like, it's Lisa because I'm flirting. Jimmy's like laughing, Piccola. It's your mob name, Fat Lisa. It is. It's his mob name. It's because Ayla thinks that when I said fat laces, that I was saying Fat Lisa, and it wasn't. So now I have to call it Piccola because, God forbid.
Well, it's like when they were calling you Miss D. It sounded like Misty. And I'm like, why are they calling her Misty?
Miss D.
Mm-hmm.
Alita says, Lindsay has a big head and little body. I like it when people name their animals like human names. It's weird. Doug.
It's Doug and Lindsay over here.
I'm all naming my dogs like names that aren't human names.
They were human names.
They were
2,000
human
years,
names.
3,000 years ago.
Well, Naxos wasn't. His name wasn't a human name.
Look at this. Oh, and Drew broke the table with his back.
As Ayla says, I swear she says Fat Lisa. But I don't. Ew.
Y'all don't want me to answer that, do you?
Ooh, it's a 4th of July marathon for Law & Order SVU. Woo!
No, thank you. I want to enjoy the day, not waste it. You watch 10 of those, your day's over.
Possibly.
Do you like Crunch Bars?
Not really. Nestle's chocolate is kind of weird to me. I mean, as long as you don't eat other... As long as you don't eat other chocolate before you eat it, then it's good. So, like, if you eat Hershey's chocolate or anything like that, it tastes so different that it's kind of gross. But if you eat, like, Crunch Bars, like, that chocolate first and eat it only, it's fine. But JVD's laughing. Robbie says, D, are those announced tables easy to break then? I guess. According to Travis, they're just Velcroed together.
What is that?
The announced tables.
Yeah, they put them back together.
Piccola says, my other cousin had a blue pit. They are absolutely gorgeous. They have a really pretty color. Very,
Silvery?
no. Expression faces.
Mm.
Their faces are very, they have a lot of expression in their face. The indicator says, all right, Travis, you stay in awe of Drew's size, and I will possibly see you and the lady who needs a twin sister to sit in for her on Friday night fights.
Right? I'll have to get her cloned.
Lita says, the breeder had her named Lindy, so added a few letters. Nice. Lita says, I'll be watching. Nice. JVD says, Piccola, I'm just messing with you, bro. LOL. Robbie says, did you watch AEW the other day?
I did. I watched some of it. I didn't watch all of it.
I didn't watch
I actually didn't watch the main event, but I watched a lot of it before the main event.
Indicator says, can't wait for all the trivia answers that I don't know and more stories about Ayla at the Owl Joint. Take care, you guys. Bye.
Bye-bye.
All right, well, we'll be here Wednesday, Vindicator, so if you have nothing to do
Yes.
on Wednesday, we'll be here for AEW on Wednesday. They
It's
are
back.
back to their Wednesday scheduling.
See if they can get their fan count back up.
Lita says she's a red nose. Oh, cute. Piccola says, I wish I had that kind of street cred, JVD. Right. It was like, night, Ben.
I just hope this didn't hurt AEW in the long run.
Right.
It might take months to recover.
It's a possibility.
You can't just
especially
leave
during this
TV
time of
for
the
a
year.
month.
Yeah. Well, I mean, after you've tried to establish what you've established, it's
Right.
kind of
And then just leave for
hard.
a month.
Mm-hmm.
Because a lot of those people did not watch because they were busy. Like,
Yeah.
life happens.
Piccolo says, see you, Vin. JVD says, take care, Vin. And Robbie says, no AEW watch along on Saturday then?
Not this month or week.
Not now.
Not anymore. Not until the next pay-per-view, maybe.
Not until the next time they do a Saturday show. Nope. The AEWs are back on Wednesday. Indicator says night. And we're back.
It is time. We got about 15 minutes left. Should be some fantastic wrestling coming up. I would assume we'll get
AJ
one
Styles,
more commercial
did they
break.
take out Drew enough that
Drew's
he's
on the
not coming
outside.
back for a minute? Oh, he's still over there.
Yeah, he's still completely laid
He's
out.
still over there having a problem. He's
AJ
like,
Styles should have his way with Riddle. Veteran. Aggressive veteran. Heel veteran. Multiple-time world champion. I don't think Riddle's ever had a world championship.
I don't think so.
AJ has had several.
He's like, I'm a champion.
He's carried companies by himself.
By himself? It's ridiculous.
I don't know if he was ever New Japan Pro Wrestling world champion, but I know he was there for a while, so I would assume he did win it.
Yeah, possibly. I don't know.
But TNA, he was definitely their world champion for a long time. The phenomenal AJ Styles. He looks so much better with short hair, but his hair is pretty nice. Silky smooth.
It's so silky looking, it's creepy. It's very creepy. He's like, well, I'll kick this guy out here for a while.
Go and pick on Drew McIntyre. Still laying on the announce table, although he wasn't just a few minutes ago.
He moved a little bit.
He crawled back onto it.
He's like, let me get back on the announce table. Okay, here we go. Oh, he was trying to get up and out. That's what was happening. He got kicked again, so.
This match is just slowing down.
It is. Might have to leave.
Speed it up.
I just
pause it and play it and fast forward
for 15 more minutes. My head is killing me. Big Ol says, yep, Travis, he won it off of Nakamura, I think.
There you go. I did not know. I never watched. I tried to record it, but I don't even know if it's on TV anymore.
New Japan?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know if it is or not.
I had it recorded for a while, but it hasn't been on TV for at least a year.
Right.
If not more. Which, that's got to be a huge revenue killer. Riddle getting that ankle torn up. But Riddle got to the ropes. That means nothing. It's a triple threat match. Look at Riddle kicking him.
He's like, I'll just kick you.
I think AJ just stomped on his hair.
No, Ayla, I'm not saying it.
Saying what? Something exciting?
That stupid band name that I can't say.
Oh. I can't even remember it. Like Master Piff or something. I don't remember.
It's like pussy fur.
Pussy fur.
Well, it is like, yes, he's part of the hair crew. Like, he is part of the hair crew. Very true.
Yeah, all three of these guys have long hair. Wonder if there's something going on there. Vince is like, I like the long-haired guys.
Ew, gross. It's like from behind in the bright light. I'm just teasing.
If you squint just enough. There it is.
Oh, man.
DDT. Vintage Orton. And since he is Orton, look, he's going to hit him with RKO.
Oh, God. He's like, I'm going to do it. Oh, Lord.
No, he missed.
He is Randy Orton.
AJ caught him.
He's like, you're not going to do
And drops him down.
You're not going to do a whatchamacallit on me. Or RKO out of nowhere.
Oh, Riddle just kicks out. Looks like Riddle's going to be the next major push.
Right?
He might win Money in the Bank.
You think?
Yeah. He's getting pushed hard.
Well, he was a whatchamacallit winner.
1, 2, and...
He's had a championship.
Yeah, the Intercontinental.
Mm-hmm.
Or no.
Yes.
The U.S.
Or was it? Oh, the U.S., yeah. He sure kicks
Drew
a lot,
McIntyre.
doesn't he? Just to get away.
Yeah. Like a girl.
Yes, like a girl.
Drew, just... What's he doing? Just slamming him on everything like
He's
a baby.
Well, I'll just pack him around here and throw him around.
McIntyre's on a roll. He's fresh. Just picking everybody up and driving them into their lower back into stuff.
I guess.
What kind of windmill punching shit is that?
I don't know. It's
Drew, nobody punches like that.
girls punch like that, maybe? I don't know. Little kids? Like little kids out there?
All right, Alabama Slam. Will Riddle sell it? Yes. Probably shouldn't land on your arms like that, though.
Maybe he didn't want to land on his face.
Well.
Maybe he liked his face. Maybe he's like, don't land on my face.
Drew
Roberto's
McIntyre, go
like,
crazy.
See y'all on Friday for SmackDown. Have a good night. All right, Roberto. Well, if you want to join us on Wednesday for AEW,
we will be here
for
Dynamite.
If you do want to join us again before Friday. Ooh,
Riddle moves out of the way, knocks Drew all the way down to the floor.
Whoa. Chris says, so apparently Liv didn't qualify for Money in the Bank because that match on Friday wasn't a qualifying match.
They said it was.
Are you kidding me?
That's what
WWE
Sonya
booking?
said.
They said it was, and then somebody melted down about it, I guess. I don't know. It's stupid. Because, like, JVD, if he's still here, homework assignment. Ooh, homework assignment.
Riddle. Oh, God, that was a big knee right to the temple.
Wow. Damn. Roberto's giving us the 8-OK. Nobody's giving up. Ooh.
Riddle's just kicking everybody. There's plenty of kicks to go around.
Lots of kicks.
He kicks a lot. It's almost like a Shinsuke Nakamura.
Pickle is like, get an Instagram profile. And when I see you at the other chat, we can exchange numbers and such. There you go. That's it.
Fact.
Facts. JVD says, I'm still here, bro. There you go. Facts are happening. Get you an Instagram account. They're really easy to get.
They actually want you to get them.
They're like, please get one. We want you to have an Instagram account.
Riddle just kicked him in the throat. AJ's down. Now Drew's down. You get a kick. You get a kick.
Oh! That was a kick, too.
That was his
didn't
quad. He might have a broken foot.
He's like, my foot. My foot.
Don't stop the fight. Maybe Randy shows up and actually finishes the match for himself.
Maybe.
Well, hopefully he doesn't have a broken foot.
He's really selling that foot broke.
They're like, oh, if it's broke, you got to get up and leave.
Right?
You have to walk on it.
They're like,
Anybody that's ever sprained an ankle or broke a foot knows better than that.
Right?
Keep it up. You only keep it up if you're laying down. You can't keep it up if you're walking.
Oh my gosh. This is just ridiculous. Jamie's like, I will get an Instagram profile, but Lindsay hates when we make plans or exchange numbers. Because says, Chris, would you be down to see a live AEW show? We've been talking about going to Full Gear in November. Lydia says, my neighbor left me. Yeah, Fiend Night just kind of disappeared. He left and ran away.
He's like, we'll be seeing you.
He's like, I'm out.
Off like a prom dress.
Pickle is like, ah, shit, is that real, the injury? I don't think so.
I don't think so.
There's no way. For one, if it was a real injury,
he would still be laying there.
Kind of keep them where they're at and then kind of like do other stuff.
And like put him in a boot
and stuff before they
carry
like
him
take
out.
him out and whatever. Or if it's an actual injury. Like when that one guy broke his leg.
Yeah, they have to put him on a table.
What was that guy?
I can't remember his name. He was a rugby player.
He was like over there for 2.5 seconds.
The NXT guy.
And they were going to make him like this big thing.
I thought so. He looked fun too. But
and then he broke his femur. Wasn't it his femur?
He broke his leg in twice, didn't he? Didn't he break it in two places?
I thought it was, maybe.
Like his ankle and his leg or something.
Maybe, yeah. Sophie says, did you hear that the WWE is planning to hold themed shows once they go back on the road? Nope, haven't heard anything about it. Interesting.
Looks like they're going to Europe for a while in September too, so should be interesting.
JVD says, off like a sick day. Ha ha ha. It was like, can't imagine why we'd leave. He's a freaking jerk and a womanizer. Oh! Chris is like, Fat Lee says, you would have to show me your cousin first. People was like, off like a bug spray. Ha ha. It was like, he'd not weed. He'd not weed. Not weed. Weed. Not weed. Why he'd leave. JVD says, people are nice. Chris says, Piccolo, you should invite Ayla too. Ayla's not gonna come. She got kids.
She's like, fuck it, I'm jumping on an airplane. See you, Jordan.
She's like, I'm going to a wrestling event. I've never seen a wrestling event in my entire life, nor do I watch it, but I'm gonna go hang out with these people I met on the internet during chat. Randy's like, Fiend replaced Riddle or a twist Randy back, or this is Jeff Chance.
I feel like something's gonna happen now.
Yeah, says so. No, haha, I'm not going to a wrestling show. Thanks for thinking of me. Sophie's like, October is open for a WWE pay-per-view this year. That could be when they go back to do a Saudi Arabia pay-per-view.
Right.
Yes. And that's usually about the time that they normally do them, so...
Yeah, end of October, early November.
Is when they are normally over in Saudi Arabia. And they still have to fulfill that contract. And without them being able to do it, they're kind of behind. Randy says, imagine Brock music hits Wrestling Gab and win it. Oh, but would he really want to be in a Money in the Bank
He's
match?
done it before. Remember he carried the briefcase around like a ghetto blaster?
Oh, I don't. Must not have been around. Or watching any of it during that time.
It would make a lot of sense if they wanted to do that. I just don't know if they would do it on a random Monday. But people would definitely tune in for that pay-per-view.
Oh, yeah. Chris said Bliss will get involved again. Fans will get pissed. Pickle says, imagine Ayla hanging out with us wrestling nerds in real life. She would be all awkward and weird. Chris was like, it was a Brock party.
That's so right, funny. It was a Brock party.
Brock party. That's funny. Not like a block party, but a Brock party. That's so funny.
Isn't it?
Oh, so totally.
All right, so we got basically a one-on-one, but it's still no disqualification. So Omos could get in there and get involved.
Omos?
And he should. Right now, he should just get in there. It should be a double team. Why there's nobody else out there.
Right. Sophie says they still have 9 years left on their Saudi Arabia contract. They have to make updates from last year.
Yeah.
Yep. Ayla says, yeah, I usually stick with my video game nerds. Sorry, losers. JVD is laughing, and Robbie's like, Riddle getting eaten alive. Not really. He was holding his own pretty good, actually.
Till he kicked the steps.
Till he kicked the steps.
So I had an uncle. This is a true story. He was an asshole. Like a true asshole. I actually enjoyed it when I got older because he was really honest. Mm-hmm. But when you were a kid, the honesty was like he was a true asshole.
Right.
And he's the type of guy that was just a dick to his neighbor. Like he was an asshole. Like just brutally honest asshole type guy. So he's cool and an asshole.
Right.
So he goes outside and his dog is chasing a ball out in the road. This is Jag. This is Deborah's husband. Mm-hmm. He's chasing this ball around a little bit. Anyways, the ball comes rolling up to him. So, being an asshole, he runs to kick it at full speed and blast it back because they're having a yard sale and they live in a cul-de-sac. There's 2 houses. So he's kicking it back over to the other house, keep your own shit in your own yard type attitude. Mm-hmm. He kicked it as hard as he could. It went about 3 feet. It was a bowling ball. Shattered his foot. Like, completely broke his foot. His ankle, like, dislocated it. Like, so it's like one of the funniest things ever because he's such an asshole. Like, who kicks a fucking bowling ball?
I just didn't realize that it's not a real, like,
when you hear it, wouldn't it be like,
right?
as
Like,
it's rolling towards you?
what the hell?
Did I sound like the guy from Police Academy? It sounds so real that you thought all you could see was a bowling ball
totally.
rolling down the road.
She's going to try to Styles Clash on him. Oh, he couldn't because he threw him away. So if it's like, have you played the new Ratchet and Clank game yet? I haven't.
Oh, shit! Hasn't. I don't even know what it is. Doesn't it sound familiar?
Ratchet and Clank?
No.
Ooh, you got out of it. Chris says, come on, Jordan Kamala, get your ass in there. You're just standing out there like a tree. Sophie's like, maybe Keith Lee or Priest will make an appearance.
Yeah, I mean, we did see Priest a couple times. I don't know if they would allow
Priest.
No
more Goldberg Saudi matches. So it's like, whenever they do go back to Saudi Arabia, hopefully they don't have the same problem they did a couple years ago.
They asked Vince
where they couldn't come back for SmackDown the next day.
Right. They asked Vince for Yokozuna, guys. Not kidding. They asked for Yokozuna. So if you guys watched it, if you guys have been watching the Saudi shows, you'll notice that there was a sumo wrestler in the Battle Royal that they had. In like the 50-man Battle Royal or whatever it was. There was some... It's because Yokozuna's dead. Vince is like... He's dead. Like, well, Andre the Giant, too.
Can't resurrect him.
That's why there was a sumo. They're like, we love sumo wrestlers in Saudi Arabia.
That's pretty funny, actually.
They wanted Yokozuna. Riddle's coming back all bandaged up.
He must not be broken. JVD says, no, I want to go bowling. It's been a while, right?
Yeah, just don't kick him.
Just don't kick it. Pickle says, I haven't had a game console in years. And Chris says, Jordan Kamala will teabag Drew. Ew. It was like, just spent $900 on the new Xbox. Barf. Right? Just so much money. And he's like, please come out and take Riddle's place.
You know, and it's not like you don't have to pay $60, $70, $80 per game either. Like, just because you have the system, now you got to pay another $1,000 in games.
Right. Pickle's like, bowling is my jam, JVD. JVD's like, LMAO.
I bowl like a 140 to a 185, somewhere in that range. Which is pretty damn good if you ask me. I feel like that's a lot of pins knocked down.
Oh, RKO! RKO in there! What?
Drew's way over there. Oh, almost saves him.
Almost. Hamas did it. Saved his butt.
Claymore. That's it. They're going to throw Drew McIntyre at us one more time. Everybody at home.
Fuck. So sick of this shit with him. Fucking hell.
We knew that was going to happen.
Of course, but it's so lame. Lame. JVD says, Piccolo, let's go get some piffs to come with. We can go cosmic bowling. There you guys go. Sophie says, that Saudi Arabia return trip a couple years ago benefited NXT because that is when it started the three brands feud.
Yes.
Leading into that year's Survivor Series.
Yeah, when they were trying to embarrass the whole major roster.
Oh my god, I was so mad.
Yeah, she went kind of crazy on that one. But yeah,
it pissed me off so much.
It definitely...
I was so mad about that. I was like, what the fuck? That's dumb. Anyways, so, yeah. So, Drew McIntyre won that, so he now gets a spot in Money in the Bank. Of course, as Chris says. Of course. And it says, well, literally only get Skyrim, Fallouts, and Battlefield. Right? All right, everybody. Well, thank you so much for hanging out with us for Raw. It was a long 3 hours, but, you know, you guys make it better. JVD says lame LOL, but it's Raw, so... Right? Just annoying.
It's basically Drew McIntyre's show.
It's so dumb. And it's not like in a good way either. That's the hard part about it. It's not even good. So it's like, remember a couple years ago when they were building 3 pay-per-views at once with the first Saudi Arabia pay-per-view? The only all WWE women's pay-per-view and Survivor Series.
Yeah, all at the same time.
Yeah, and that women's one fell on its face.
Yeah, they had really record low ratings. And they've never done it since.
Yeah. We're done. JVD's like, take care, all beautiful piffs. Elita's like, love cosmic bowling. And everybody's saying goodnight. Piccolo says, another Raw off the books. Right. All right, everybody. Thanks for hanging out with us. That stayed and hung out with us. We really appreciate it. New people people we've seen for a while and all that good stuff. Make sure you do your homework there, JVD, and we'll see you guys on Wednesday this week.
Oh, I'm so excited to be back on Wednesday.
We will be on Wednesday for AEW. AEW is having a live show on Wednesday, so we will see you guys then.
Should be pretty fantastic. We appreciate you. Thanks for watching Wrestling Gab, and we'll see you on Wednesday. Bye-bye.
Bye.